We are standing in the belly of winter for Imbolc and the massive 2026 Leo Lion full moon is about to set your soul on fire. So let's go. Today on Frequency Friday, we're breaking down the Aquarius face-off with the Leo full moon and finding your sacred spark if you're ready to reclaim your sovereignty and see what's coming for your sign in particular. Stay right here. The fire starts now. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Welcome, welcome. I'm Stephanie. We're going to give it a minute, test our sound. We have sound. And let the beautiful warmth of the Leo season carry this live out into those beautiful rhythmic algorithms. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. We do astrotarology here. What is astrotarology? It is a sacred blend of astrology and tarot. So we're looking at the astrology. Oh, did I say that right? Astrology. Crazy hair, because it's Leo full moon. We're celebrating it. So crazy hair doesn't matter. We're looking at the astrology insights and transits and comparing it with, blending it with the archetypes of the tarot, which is like really fun. And we have a great time. We have a great time. All right, Karen's here. Hello, Karen. Bright sunny day, cold AF, but sunny. All right, all right. So let me know in the comments, what are your Leo full moons? So the Leo full moon is coming up here on the 1st of February at 5:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What are your special tools for the full moon? Do you have anything planned? Crystal stones, oils, what will you be using for the Leo full moon? And I'm going to share mine as well, because I think it's a really fun way to kind of break the ice of all this Aquarius energy. Ooh. I feel the energy starting to come in. I'm going to get a nice big drink of water. You might take like a long bath and drink lots of water. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So some of the things that I grabbed here, I got this little energy boost mist, and it's just a nice little blend of essential oils. And I noticed in the bottom here, it has a little piece of carnelian, which was one of the stones that I selected for the Leo full moon. This is carnelian here. It's nice and warm, orangey, almost orangey red. Wonderful stone to go with this nice warm Leo full moon. You might also like red or orange calcite as well. It might be another one. And then I wanted to share this stone with everybody because it's so cool. And I can't even believe I found it. I think I found it at like a gem and mineral store, and it's called Harlequin quartz. Let me read about it, honestly, because it's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna look over here while I read, but I'll hold it up to you. This one, it's kind of hard to tell, but it does have like a phantom crystal inside too. So it's a phantom Harlequin quartz. And it is a high vibration variety quartz crystal that contains brilliant brown and reddish pink, as you can see in the colors there, with inclusions of lepidocrosite, I believe is how you say that, hematite. So the silver stuff down here is the hematite, and or both, a mix of both. And they are called internal flames, which I love. That's great for this Leo full moon, right? And it's a powerful stone for balancing polarities. So during this transit, we have all these planets in Aquarius, this Aquarius Stellium, directly across from the Leo full moon. And the Leo full moon in the transiting chart of our time stands alone. So this is a great stone to help bridge that gap. And it's for grounding and heart vitality, which I love. Awakening, spiritual connection, all the good stuff. So this is Harlequin quartz. Cool, huh? So get yourself your favorite stone for welcoming in the full moon. Let me know what that is in the comments. Tressa's here. Hello. Tressa, how are you going to be calling in the full moon in Leo? How are you going to be celebrating it? It's on February 1st. So we have a few days still to prep. 5:09 or 5:08 or 5:09 Eastern Standard Time at 13 degrees of Leo. So if you have your own chart or you check your transiting chart at like astro.com, you can find out. I already pulled mine and I had a good look at it, and it's looking pretty good for me because I just came out of some interesting transits that were kind of challenging. And this Leo energy already has me burning up here. I turned on the fan before I got started. I think we've got a sunny day here too that I haven't peered out much for it yet. Kevin, hello. Jason, hi. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so just a quick note before we get too far into things. Today's live is, and I'm going to take my glasses off because I am, is collective reading. So if you're interested though in getting a free mini reading from me, stop by the channel on February 8th, it's a Sunday, or the 22nd, another Sunday, from 7 to 8 p.m. Central here on Creators on the Crest, and you can come on and get a free personal mini reading, okay? So today's messages are collective. But if you're here, if you're participating in the comments, if you're joining us, if you're having, your energy is involved here, you will often find that you will receive some of the messages and guidance that you're looking for. All right. So let's get into this astrology, as I mentioned. Okay. We've got the Aquarius Stellium. So we have, it's Mercury, it's Mars, it's Venus, Pluto, and the Sun, all in Aquarius. Now, if you haven't seen my Tuesday astrotarology long form video, it went up on Tuesday. So it'll be the last long form video that you see on my channel. And it's called Vessel Activated. It's actually a very interactive session. First of all, I do like a channeled meditation at the beginning, which is really nice. It's just a few minutes and it's just intended to help ground and connect with the energies. And then we do the Vessel tarot spread that I created together. So it's kind of, you get like a tutorial, and you can use your own cards. While I pull cards for the entire Creator Collective, you can use your own cards and pull your own personal reading, which some people have done and found it to be really, really interesting about what they get. And if you don't have a physical deck, there are a lot of good online options that you can use, okay? So be sure to check out that last episode. It's episode 3, Astrotarology, titled Vessel Activated. And let me know what you think in the comments. Betzaid, hello, welcome to Creators on the Crest. If you're new, consider potentially subscribing. This channel is a blend of astrology, tarot. We learn together, we interact. I have lives, I have long forms, I have shorts, I have community posts, and it is all in the spirit of connecting with other like-minded and like-hearted people. So I would love you to consider subscribing to Creators on the Crest and stick around and check out the content. Okay, so also everyone, let's not forget Neptune entered Aries just this past week. And this is a 14-year cycle, okay? A 14-year cycle of Neptune and Aries. I also talked a lot about that. I had a whole Frequency Friday. If you go back in the archives there, you will have access to the Frequency Friday live where I talked about that, and there were some really reflective questions. Since this is a 14-year cycle with Neptune and Aries, it is definitely not too late for you to enjoy actually going through those questions, and you can revisit those at any point in time. I don't know if everyone knows, but when you have YouTube, especially, you access it quite often, watch a lot of videos, you can create your own playlist and save. certain videos, you may want to do that with some of the ones that you want to revisit. So if there's one that really stands out to you, you can hit save it to one of your playlists, and you can revisit it, right? Maybe share the link with a friend too, a like-minded, like-hearted friend. Betsade, you're an Aries. Are you an Aries, or you're just maybe talking about Neptune and Aries? If you're an Aries, that's exciting, very exciting for you. Very exciting transit that we might be going through here as it affects you in your own personal chart and way. All right, let's talk about, first of all, Aquarius. I didn't share a crystal for Aquarius, and I'm kind of keeping it here. I'm using aquamarine, and I have this aquamarine heart pendant that I'm wearing today for the Aquarius energies. And then just a reminder, I've got the carnelian, I've got the red calcite, and I've got the harlequin quartz for my friendly stones to welcome in the Leo full moon. What I like to do too, if it's the right kind of stone, you can't do this with stones that are more like sandy, but if they're smooth, polished, they can go in your bath with you, in your salt bath. You can carry them around for the day in a pouch, or ladies just tuck them in, tuck them in the area and carry them with you. So there's lots of ways, depending on what you've got going on the full moon, there's lots of ways that you can ring it in, okay? So we've got that full moon on Sunday. Whoo, let's do it. All right. Leo energy, and I've got, just a real quick, I'll show you. I've got my lion shirt on. This is actually the logo that Alice from Alice Tarot used, because she's a Leo, and she's a longtime YouTuber and popular tarot reader as well. And I love the lion, and I actually bought it for my son because he's a Leo, but I borrowed it back so that I could wear it for this episode and get in the Leo spirit. So Leo, what are the energies of Leo? Do I have any Leos, or do any of you have any Leo placements in your chart? Rico, hello, Rico. How are you? Welcome to Creators on the Crest. Do any of you have Leo in your chart? Leo energies, like Leo sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, north node. I have Venus. Both Jason and I have Venus in Leo. Leo is about passion, warmth, okay? Heart-centered. That is probably the most powerful message I can even start to plant the seed on today. Is it's going to, Aquarius is all up here, okay, in the air energies, in the mind, and Leo is all open, big-hearted energy. It's going to pull you into that, and in its own beautiful, amazing way, the heart is the great transmuter, as I like to call it. And a lot of how we transform our lives, that energy goes through the heart. The way we do it is through the heart soul essence. So everyone can kind of, let me move the camera, to figure out energetically, okay? So if you need a physical representation of energetically where your heart soul or your heart core essence is, you're just going to put your arms out long ways on both sides, and where that line kind of intersects here in the middle, it's close to the physical anatomical heart, but there's this energy, the heart energy center. Some people would call that the heart chakra. If you've been with me, you know that I had an experience where I spontaneously transcended the chakra system, which I'll talk about more another time. But so I work with it as a heart soul essence. And you can find that. You could do a little thymus tapping here to kind of get that energy warmed up. Maybe you just want to do a little massage there. It's a good area for brushing and lymphatic release as well. And this Leo energy is encouraging us from the place of our heart, okay, going into the desires we have, all right, into what bold moves we want to make. Leo has this energy where it just kind of comes out roaring, right? And so for you, this could really be a bold time for you to make a move. Now, what's beautiful here is this Leo full moon comes in right in the middle of winter, and we're in the season of what the Celtic cultures called Imbolc, which is a cross-quarter point between like what we know as Christmas and Easter, or Yule and Ostara, okay? And it means, Imbolc means in the belly. And we're talking about being in the belly of Mother Earth here in the winter time. And so I had to pull this card from the Light Seers Tarot to show everybody here in the belly of Mother Earth. This is the Empress card, right? So it's just a beautiful time. So we've got Aquarius Stellium, we've got the Leo full moon, and then we have this seasonal time where we're still incubating, but we're starting to connect with the energies of spring. And what better way to begin to connect with that warmth than the Leo energy, right? Very, very exciting stuff here, okay? And so lots of creativity is probably going to start to burst out of you, or at least bubble up out of you. Lots of inspiration, lots of self-expression, being able to express yourself better because it's coming from such a deep and nurtured place within you. So just make note of that. Make note of that. And if there's like something you've been working on and it's needed like a new spark of energy, right? Then now's the time that it's probably going to come back up into your awareness. It may come up in a way, though, that's heart-centered. You may feel moved to do something. You may not just think you need to do something and have to have a list and do all the things like that, but you're going to feel moved by this. So if you're here and you're enjoying the content, don't forget to put a thumbs up on the video to help it get out there to more creators, okay? We appreciate all the support here on the channel, and we welcome in anyone new. So welcome, welcome. Okay. Let's get into the oracle reading, because today I'm also going to be doing breakout readings for all 12 signs for full moon messages. So we're going to go into that. Just in preparation for that, before I get into the oracle reading, if you've been with me before, you know that when it comes to the breakout readings for each sign, I always read with the intention of you getting the most potent messages from the sun sign that you have, the moon sign, the ascendant or the rising, and your north node. So if you know what sign each of those luminaries or planets or points are in, that is what you want to really hone in on when it comes to the breakout readings. So be sure to jot that down so you have an idea of that. Some of you have double placements or possibly even a triple placement in there. I don't know that I've ever seen all four. I don't think it works that way. Because of the ascendant, it's going to be a cross in the sky. It will never be the same, but I have heard of people having, 2 to 3 doubles there. So that just means that the messages for those readings are going to stand out even more. Perfect. Hello, welcome, welcome. And so be sure to jot that down, but we're going to get into some oracle messages first, and going along with the season of Imbolc, we're going to be talking about Saint Brigid, okay, one of the patron saints, I guess you could call it, of the Gaelic culture and tradition, which to my knowledge, I myself don't know how much Irish blood I might have. I know I've got some Welsh, and it's all close over there. It's all close over there in that part of the world. So Zach's here. Hey, Zach. Yes, it's late for you. I know. It's just that time, huh? Yeah. But good to see you. Vivian. Hello, Vivian. Love the name Vivian. Love it, love it, love it. Welcome, welcome. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed, everyone. And definitely check out my latest video titled Vessel Activated. It's interactive, and I think you really might enjoy that. We had a lot of fun doing reading together, and you get to like pull your own spread while I do. I'm reading all the comments. So if you leave a comment, I am looking. Trust me, I'm looking, I'm responding, I'm hearing you, I'm seeing you. Really appreciate that. Okay. All right. So we're going to go into Saint Brigid and get some messages from Saint Brigid and this Imbolc, this in the belly of Mother Earth season that we're in, this in between for us, especially those of us, you know, I'm kind of speaking in the Northern Hemisphere terms, but our Southern Hemisphere friends and family also, they just experience it on the opposite set of seasons and transitions. So we are at the midway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, all right? And so I happen to have a card for Brigid that comes from this Goddess and Sirens Oracle book, okay? So I pulled the card, and in this particular Oracle deck, she is, first of all, we've got that beautiful hair, okay, that red auburn hair, the color of my light back here. It's all intentional here, and it is just free flowing. So Leo full moon, you don't got to do your hair. Let it go crazy. Do like this. Who cares, you know? We want to be free spirited in this energy. We want to think about and feel into what really matters, which is the heart energy. And keeping in mind, here we go, because the Chinese zodiac is speaking up now and wants a little attention here. We are moving toward the entry of the fire horse year in the Chinese astrology, but we are still in the wood snake year, okay? So all that's going to transition on the 17th of February. It's coming. It's on its way, but this is definitely giving me that fire horse energy kind of vibe. Finn Barra, I don't think I could say the entire name, but welcome. Fionn, is it like Fionn? Beautiful name, great. I'm watching from Ireland. I'm happy you are bringing her energy. Yes, I have traveled there. It's been quite some time. I was there in 1999, a long time ago. But the whole island, the culture there, at that time, the welcoming I got was, it was heart-centered, and it really, really just made me feel like I wanted more time there. I think I was there for like 5 days total, and I wanted to be there for like 5 weeks and really get immersed. So maybe you can fill us in on some of the cultural things that might be going on for Imbolc for your season there and what you see around you there. I think it's really interesting to connect with people that are actually there and know what's going on. There are a few other YouTubers that I do tune in with, one of which I just found. I think her name's Danu, but she actually had water from one of the Brigid's wells there and was using it to like bless her garden tools and her beehive and everything like that. So there's just a lot of intentional, sacred action that can be taken. So consider that in your own life, you know, especially as it might connect to nature. I think one of the things that's come up for me recently is that it's a really great time to begin to plan your garden. All right, so that's exciting. One more sip of water because I'm feeling the warmth. Oh, you had a big trip, Vivian, in 1999 as well? Wow, cool. Okay. Very cool. Where did you go? I went to Europe, and so I was there for 5 months total, but only in Ireland for like 5 days. I was mostly in Germany, but went all around and got to go to some other countries. So let me read about Brigid a little, because I too, I have not worked with her in depth before. And oftentimes when you're learning about anything, whether it's like a crystal, a stone like carnelian, you're learning rune languages, you're learning to connect with the runes, or even the archetypes, the goddesses, the gods, goddesses, all of that. I consider them all like archetypes. That's kind of how I see it. And I look for resonance within myself as a creator myself. So I look for the resonant patterns that's in their mythos or their story within me, and how that can help me in my life. That's how I connect with the archetypes, whether it's tarot, Celtic, pagan, any of it. I look for the essence that I can pull out, and that's what I encourage everyone else to do as well. Ooh, South America, Vivian. Ooh, how fun. I bet that was something you'll never forget, right? A big trip you'll never forget. Okay, so Bridget here is connected to healing. I'm going to read a little bit from the book because I really like how Stacy DeMarco is the author. I like how she connects Bridget to healing, especially since right now we're in the year of the wood snake and there might be some shedding and releasing going on. And I think we're also feeling that fire horse energy come in. And so it's a little like, we're like, gosh, can we just get on with this healing and shedding? Can we just let it go? Let's get out of here. But your time of healing is here. It says past hurts will recede. Now, isn't that nice? Past hurts will recede. Be inspired to create. So there's that full moon in Leo energy. This in itself is healing. It's your birthright to create. I love it. And it says here, when the Irish goddess Brigid stepped forth on earth, a flame appeared above her head, roaring upward and connecting her to the heavenly place from which she sprang. This burning fire, full of primal creativity and healing, has been Brigid's gift to her followers for millennia. Brigid was the daughter of Dagda, I think I pronounced that right, a father figure god in Irish mythos, and one of the poets of Tuatha De Danann. And I have heard Tuatha De Danann. I believe that's a location. Am I right on that? I've heard that mentioned before. So see what I mean? Spend some time with the archetypes, because whether you're able to be there physically or not, you can connect. And lots of you have connected in other lifetimes, other cycles before with the energies of these places. And so it says here, she is known by many names, including Bride and Bryant. So the name Bryant could be connected to Bridget here. Much loved and actively worshipped, she is the patron goddess of creativity and of healing. Artist, so if you're an artist, and I know some of you are out there, of all kinds, writers, musicians, bards, scholars, and of course healers can call upon her and work with this energy. The spring festival of Imbolc, which is still celebrated by pagans today, is sacred to Brigid. Herbs necessary for healing are gathered and harvested during this time and ritually blessed in her name. Many celebrations are held around her healing wells and springs that are sacred, and they're still used today. Like I said, I found the lady Danu, and I'll have to link her YouTube to the description when I do the replay timestamps and everything. I'll put her in there because she just walked through very natural, beautiful blessing using the water that she had from one of these sacred wells. So it's just really interesting timing. You know how you say something out loud and then all of a sudden your phone finally puts you somewhere you need to be? It was like that when I found her YouTube channel. So I will share her when I do the replay. So very good, very good. Okay, Girl Gone's here. Hello, Girl Gone. You've run into Bridget as a guide before. Yes, she's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful energy. As an archetype, it's energy that exists within us or within our creative bodies. So let me know. I mean, like with Karen, I know kind of what her art is. Could I hear about your arts? Are any of you writers, even dancers, musicians? Or is that, even if that's not what you do for a living, maybe it's your hobby? Vivian draws. Beautiful. Wonderful. That's awesome. I will say, like, I had a grandmother. She did a lot of sewing and crafts. She was a wonderful seamstress. And I never quite picked it up, but my daughter is showing a lot of signs that she likes crafts and things like that. So I'm trying to encourage that. Fionn says, we put things on a tree or a bush overnight to bless it. Ooh, I love that. I love that idea. And do you use like natural things like stones or like you know, dried fruits or something like that, herbs. Girl Gone does vision journals and art. Lovely. I love it. Okay, keep it coming because I want to know from you. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. We're kind of going to go with the Fae. We're going to go into some messages from the fairies because I just have the one Brigid card. So we're going to get in with kind of that natural energy that the fairies bring. So much mythos around that. You could do an entire live, you know, about fairies and the Fae. Some of you may have connections to that. And it could be its own episode, really. Cloths for healing. Oh, I love that. You love fairies. Yes. Okay. So here's what's coming up first. And I'm not surprised with the Leo energy coming in that some of us might be really thinking about our love life. So I want you to go ahead and think about your primary relationship, your love life, whether you're single, married, you know, where are you at with that energy? Okay. Because we got the love life card. And this is uplifting in the sense that the fairies are letting us know that what we are thinking about that has to do with our love life, okay, that has to do with relationships, which Leo is very, you know, relationship focused energy. It very much is. Leo is very, you know, thinking about the lion, being in the pack, being, you know, part of the tribe. This is a big energy coming up. Your thoughts or any questions you have revolving around and involving your romantic life, it says here, is now changing for the better. Okay, so this is really great energy, especially because astrologically during this time, with all that Aquarius energy as well, we might be reflecting on this, what we prefer in relationships, what we want in relationships, what has changed about relationships and love for us. Okay, so really an evolution is what I feel for those of you watching in your love life, and it's changes for the better. This could be for those of you that are in a relationship or a marriage. This could be an enhancing or a new direction that you and your partner take together, a new portal that you walk through. Any fairy in particular that would be good to call for help in relationship that, okay. No, I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm going to be honest with you guys when I don't know. I would have to go deeper into those energies, but I have some of my other viewers or moderators might know any fairy in particular that anyone knows that would be good to work with, right? For relationship help, okay, and assistance, because that could be something you take into the full moon as well. You could take that to the full moon and release, you know, maybe some of that energy there. When I work with, you know, these archetypes, my best advice with it is to read and learn about the archetype, the fairy, whether it's a fairy or a goddess or whatever. And then you're going to be seeking within what resonates about that archetype for you. Okay. And then you can work with those energies for yourself. I'm clearing this deck. This is the Healing with the Fairies deck. So is Cupid a fairy? Gosh, you guys are probably. Yes. I'd say probably, but I'd have to research that. I know there's all different kinds of fairies, and some are benevolent and some are ornery. And, ooh, oh my goodness, romance is coming up so much for, listen, I'm going to say anyone who's watching, who's really seeking that relationship romantic energy, because this card just like popped out. We got romantic partner. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, Cupid's like a kind of like a baby angel, right? A cherub. Yeah. So Vivian, I think some of your energy is coming in here, and you know, in these two cards, they're very much, you know, auspicious in the sense that I think you're well on your way to attracting in that partner that you're looking for, if that's what you're focused on. It's a good time with this Leo full moon to bring in the energy. And I love this being, pardon me, I love this being the wings on this, because to me, I'm kind of getting like too, it could be someone who shows up out of thin air. And the other thing that's really striking about this, because at the beginning of the live, whether you were here or not, I mentioned my last astrotarology video that went up on Tuesday and how it's interactive. And we do what's called a vessel tarot reading. Look at this. We've got this fairy is like planked by two vessels here. This is a huge timing thing for anyone that has joined. Your alarmist finishing your letter. Oh, you know what? Like, what do I want to say? What I'm picking up is really relaxing into your magnetism, your magnetic energies. I feel like things are going to come out of thin air because I see these little like thin wings and on like with a new breeze like coming in. So I don't know exactly what that means for some of you in particular, but just make note of that. Someone's showing up in a way that you couldn't have expected. All right. So sometimes we get our mindset on, oh, I want to meet someone this way and I have to do this in order to meet them. Well, just be open to possibilities. Very elemental. Yes, girl gone. When you think of fairies, it's connecting to the elements. But I would definitely go back and also pull, watch that vessel activated, that last video I did. You'll need about an hour for that video. Okay, so grab a cup of tea, you know, get in your space and spend about an hour with that. But it has proven, like, I'm most excited about that video myself. Okay, I did the vessel spread also for myself personally as well as collectively. And it kind of built up. When Aquarius season first started, I did it in like the second episode of Astrotarology, I think. And it was kind of still coming into being. And I knew that the Aquarius planets were involved, but I didn't know much else. And then I just felt activated myself. And all of a sudden, the deeper meaning of that vessel tarot spread came to me. And I'm like, I have to share this with my creator community because I think they can really benefit from it. And I've had a lot of fun coming up with my own tarot spreads lately, especially to do with the astrology of our time because it like anchors everything in. So go through that. And, you know, if you have any questions, if you go through that video and you're like, what's going on? I don't understand this or that, put it in the comments. We have a very supportive community. Okay. And so not only myself, but other members of the community also be supportive of you. But romantic partners come into the forefront, even, you know, for all of us, not just for Vivian, but where are we at with romance? You know, I have been one who's been very focused on building my business and, you know, creators on the Crest and everything like that. And Jason got us this really cool, like, date night deck that he gave me, gifted me. And so we pull a card from that and you scratch it off and then it has something you could do. So I was just talking to him the other day how it's time to pull one of those again. And we're rolling with that and trying to, you know, up level in our own relationship. You know, when you're in a partnership too, sometimes, you know, you get focused on other things and you have to find that way to like bring it back to the both of you, you know. Because it's not always easy. We're busy. We have kids. We're a blended family. There's a lot going on, you know. We're both really seeking our own passions and desires as well as being together. So this is a nice reminder to come back into. And of course, February, Valentine's Day, right? Brings everything in there. We're going to go to the Moon Witch Oracle here because it's the full moon. So I had to get a moon card as well. Then we'll close it off, this Oracle reading, with a card from the Fairy Dust Oracle. Maybe a couple because they're like fun little cute little messages. Whew. All right. So this time is a lot too about like kind of being on a threshold. And what we got was like the last quarter moon. We're on the threshold of like the wood snake, the fire horse. We're on the threshold of Neptune and Pisces has just moved to Neptune and Aries, right? It's just moved from Pisces to Aries. A lot of us may have significant transits in our chart, and it says here, what is holding you back? So there's a nice reflective question that we got here. Now, maybe you're someone too who's thinking about making a romantic gesture towards someone. Okay, do I have any men on here that are thinking about that? Going to be in those active energies? Depends on your relationship and your preferences, but you might be thinking about making a romantic gesture. And I think some of you are going to come to that answer because maybe it's just about identifying something that's holding you back. But see how you're right on the threshold and something may be in the darkness until it's in the light. The last quarter moon phase, right? Last quarter moon phase. So keep that in mind. Let me know in the comments here. And also don't forget to put a thumbs up on this video if you're enjoying it. That really helps with the algorithms. We're going to go to this adorable little deck called the Fairy Dust Oracle. And sometimes it's hard to see. It's a US Games Oracle. So I'm not sure who the original author even is. But I got it a while ago. So I know it's not like, it hasn't fallen in that category because now they have a lot of AI decks. It's not that category. It's pre-print on that, but it's fun. It's fun little messages. So, and look, they're like these little rectangular cards. And I have like smaller hands, so I do like this kind of shuffling, and these cards are perfect. Okay, so let's get us a few messages from the fairies here. Woo! Oh, nice. We're going to get, I think I'm going to get 3. Oh, this one. Okay. First one up is rain. Rain, rain comes today. Let all your troubles wash away. So there's that like wood snake energy that I'm talking about in the Chinese zodiac astrology, right? Rain, rain, wash away, right? Rain, rain comes today. Let your troubles wash away. They're like little poems. Poetry. Poetry is really big right now as well, if you're feeling the call to poetry. All right, so we've got rain. We've got music. There's music, harmony and flow in music. And it says, fairies dance in the green hollow. Where music plays, joy will follow. We've been talking about this. Girl Gone, I think you said recently you're using music a lot. I've been pulling up 432 hertz music, and I recently found for focus, I really like the 40 hertz music that I've been able to find on Spotify. It really helps me focus in on task and what I need to get done, help me get through that. So what kind of music are you listening to? Let me know in the comments. It's coming up as important. And then finally, we got gratitude. Everything will be all right. Fairies dance in your delight. Yes, so the energy of those benevolent fairies that hear the music and that dance when you feel like you're in a place of delight, when you're feeling that charm, you know, just not even being charmed by someone else, but just feeling like charming within yourself or witnessing something charming, right? Whether it be an animal. I'm kind of picking up animals and pets doing like cute little things, you know, cuddling and doing cute little things, having gratitude, even for seemingly the smallest thing, your pet, your familiar, your loved one, your kids, and something that's just so cute and quirky that stands out to you, okay? Like really, really having gratitude for that. Being in the heart. Remember Leo? This Leo full moon is bringing us straight into that heart soul essence. So put your arms out like this. Physically, on your physical body, it's going to be right in the middle point here, near the anatomical heart. All right. So that's the Oracle reading. What do you think? Let me know. We're going to move on to the Tarot breakout readings. And today I was called to use the Wizard's Tarot. All right, this has come up. I really like this deck because I feel that like the colors are very vibrant and warm and remind me of kind of the Leo season. And yet there's kind of this electrical quality to the art and the what dynamics, I think I would say, of this deck. And that's more of the Aquarius energy, like the electricity, the air, and the interaction of the ions there. So we're going to use the Wizard's Tarot today. We're going to do all 12 signs, y'all. So buckle your seatbelts. Definitely keep in mind, yes, there's lots of dragon. Yep. You got it, girl gone. You noticed it right there. Lots of dragon energy in this too. And I always feel like dragons are archetypes of our consciousness, and we can work with them in those ways as well. So that may be something that you want to embrace and embody. We're going to do full moon messages for all signs. And our motto here for all signs, you know, because at the end of the day, we all have our blueprint, we all have our chart, but we are all the signs in all the houses, and we're meant to have experiences with the entire astrological wheel as part of our experience, our human experience here on Earth. All right, it's the as within, as without. It's the alchemical laws that we're having a legitimate experience with here as we walk as a human on the planet. So it's bringing it all together. Our motto for this round of readings is refuse to be dimmed. Refuse to be dimmed. We are brightening things up. We are finding our inner light. We are glowing from the inside out. Leo it brings energy out. So it likes to be a little bit dramatic. It likes to have fun. It likes to be bold and be on stage, okay? So this is really about how do you want to be seen? And can you embrace the energy of refusing to be dimmed? Refuse to be dimmed, okay? Girl gone, I'm not surprised your zodiac is a dragon. I just learned that like in Chinese astrology too, there's like 4 different, like you have different signs, but I haven't learned anything about it yet. But then there's like your birth year sign. I think you're saying yours is a dragon. Mine is like, mine is the rabbit. I think I was born in the year of the rabbit, but there's like all these other, you know, it's like any other form of astrology. And just go where you feel gravitated to learn about it. It's such a long, like a lifelong study, but it's very exciting. Vivian, you're the horse. Nice. So that fire horse energy probably is really going to spark you up as well. I watched a video recently, and I don't know the gentleman's name, but he was talking about how the fire horse energy is going to go for everybody. So I'm going to try to get his channel too. Now he does do a blend. He does a lot of AI images as he's talking, which are pretty cool, honestly, because it kind of brings characters to motion, all of the different animals and beings of the Chinese zodiac. I thought he did a really nice job with it. And it's just like a little compact video where you can kind of see how the year of the fire horse might be for you, right? He kind of breaks it down like that. Yep. Capricorn energy, yes. Vivian, Capricorn as well. Okay. Some news for you. So I don't know what time looks like for y'all today, but Capricorn will be our last sign today. We're starting with Aquarius since we're in Aquarius season, and we're going to work our way through the zodiac. But not to worry. If you do have to go later or something like that, the timestamps will be up about 24 hours after the video. So once it processes, I put the timestamps up. You can go directly to your sign. You can go back and re-listen. You'll have like an easy access to get there. But we're going to start with Aquarius, move through all the signs and end with Capricorn, okay? Yes, let it be your year. Angie, hello. Angie says, I feel everyone tries to dim my light. I like to be seen as angelic's light, and my Chinese sign is a dog. Okay. All right. So that's, Angie, sometimes, and I think a lot of us can relate to this, is stepping out and shining our light, our own unique light in our natural way. And there's always someone who's going to try to shut that down, right? And that's why our motto for this Leo full moon is refuse to be dimmed. And my challenge to everyone, whether you journal this or you blend this into your own practice somehow, this becomes your motto for the whole year of the fire horse. Refuse to be dimmed. You know, some people are just overwhelmed by the light, by the energy that you may share. And as beautiful and loving and intentional and purposeful that it might be, some people are just not in a place to receive that. All right. And then there's people that are just distracted. We have to remember a lot of people are just really distracted right now. Okay. They're on like the doom scroll, the brain rot stuff. But that doesn't mean you stop shining your light in your own unique way. It's very important that you refuse, no matter what anybody else says or does, to shine your own light and do your best job to do that, right? Now, here on my channel too, I talk a lot about the ability to shine your light deepens as you deal with your own shadows as well. The deeper and the more resilience that you have through experiencing your own shadow, the brighter you can shine. All right. So there's both, because our universe and our dimensional reality here shows us that we live in contrasting expressions. So sometimes it's just a little more difficult to find your tribe, to find your soul group. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. And that may be why, yeah, I'm getting a lot of clearing coming up with this physically. I can feel there's a lot of clearing that needs to happen here with this. Yes, and it will. It will. Just keep working on clearing it out. That's why we gravitate to our online social spaces, right? Vivian says, girl, I'm vibing with you and my sis here. Girl gone, I will stick around. Oh, I'm so glad, Vivian. We're so glad to have you. This is a good time for me to mention those of you who are newer or haven't been around much. If you would like to subscribe and hit that notification bell, I do free mini readings every other Sunday evening. The next ones are on the 8th of February and the 22nd. And they're just called live Q&A. So you'll see it. You ask, I answer. Everybody gets one question, one theme. And I just do a power hour. I always run out of time. So if you're dying to have your question answered, please try to come closer to the 7 p.m. I'm also considering, because I know some of you are in, like you're sleeping during that time. So I'm considering possibly adding in a morning session as well sometime. So if you have any thoughts on that, let me know. Drop it in one of the comments on my video. Hello, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. Ashley's here. Hey, Ashley. Woohoo. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you found us, Vivian. I have been asking the universe to welcome and, magnetize in the creators who can really benefit from the community, the discussion. And we already have a really wonderful, I cannot speak to how wonderful, the connections I've made here and the people that are part of the creators community here on the channel already are just amazing. And I've connected with a lot of you. I'm on Instagram. I will say I don't use Facebook very much. So if you're a Facebook person, bear with me, be patient with me. I'm on TikTok though, and Instagram. My shorts all go on TikTok as well, at Creators on the Crest on those platforms. So feel free to connect there as well. Send me a message, DM me. If your handle is different on one of those platforms, just when you DM me, just let me know who you are. Oh, I'm Vivian from, if you have a different handle, that way I'll know, oh, okay, yeah, you were on my live. That's how I kind of figure out everyone. And I do have, I'm working on trying to get going with Instagram. Again, I do a lot in my stories. So watch the stories because I put specials up and stuff. But as far as creating reels, and I just get so busy, and I'm a solopreneur. So we're trying to build that up again. But I do have a little group personal group on Instagram. They're a little message group where I remind everybody when stuff is launching and when the new videos are up, if you like that. Angie says, I think I've done a lot of healing and I recently let someone go I thought was the love of my life. And he was very wrong. Okay, yes, that is also characteristic of this time. So I would say, you know, if you have any concern, Angie, about like, I wasted my time or whatever, I would just try to embrace the lessons in the relationship and see maybe, you know, what was I supposed to learn? But according to the oracle reading that I did, even if you weren't here for it, it looks like romantic and love lives are looking on the up and up for us. So we're looking at deepening. We're looking at deepening here with that energy. Okay. All right. Aquarius. Do I have any Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, or north node energies in the group right now? Let me know in the comments. We're going to do Aquarius first, and we're going to do 3 sets of questions. The first one is the inner flame. What specific creative power is being born in you, Aquarius? Then we're going to look at the collective cold. What external logic? Some of us are dealing with this right now, just like Angie, you were feeling like people trying to dim your light. What external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out? Okay, so that's going to be our second card position, and I'm pulling it for Aquarius right now as we go. And then the stage, which is our Leo full moon energy. What in your life are you being called to be? Well, let me try this again, this question again. Where in your life are you being called to be seen and celebrated? So those are our reflective questions. And then we'll do a bonus message here. And I think I'm going to pull from, what do I want to pull from for that bonus message? I think I'm going to go to, turn back here to my tarot tower and grab the Sacred Traveler. I think we're going to do our bonus message from the Sacred Traveler because we are the travelers of life. Oh my goodness. Okay. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, and north nodes. AM's here. Hi, AM. Good to see you. Okay. So your inner flame, Aquarius, what specific creative power is being born in you, Aquarius? You got the 5 of Wands energy. Now, this card actually kind of popped into my mind before when I was selecting the deck. This is from the Wizard's Tarot. So just to remind everyone, this big box here, the Wizard's Tarot, Barbara Moore. And I love this 5 of Wands. Now, the 5 of Wands usually does represent like a tension, a challenging kind of energy. But Aquarius, for you, it's through the tension and through the challenge, and maybe some of you are connected to learning something or you're training for something. It could be physical, could be something you're learning intellectually as well. But this is igniting something in you. It's growing you. So through some tension and some challenge, like maybe studying something that's more complex or more sophisticated, maybe you're like recently I've been challenging myself to do more cardio because, you know, I'm at a certain age where cardio has kind of become a little harder for me, but I've had the energy lately. I've challenged myself, and through that tension, the creative energies are rising. I've also been doing Zumba. If anybody likes to dance and do kind of that warm, oh, I just love the Latin dancing, you know, and I mean, you do have to think about it. It's kind of hard. You have to follow along with the teacher's prompts, and it takes coordination, right? So I'm just giving an example. Each of you that carry this Aquarius energy, or if you know someone who's an Aquarius, you may see them really work on connecting with this. It may seem like things are kind of tense and challenging for them though, okay? And that's okay because something beautiful, their creative essence, is being unleashed through that. That's their creative power. Now in the second position, the collective cold, this is where those external energies begin to affect Aquarius here, okay? Where in your life, what external, wrong question. What external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out? Four of Cups, Aquarius. I feel like this is someone in your life. I feel like it's a connection, Aquarius, that is. It's not, it may not be directly in your inner circle, but it's kind of like one step out of that. Could be a coworker, a colleague, or just someone you know whose energy is bringing you down into a more depressive energy. So like on the one hand, your inner flame and your creativity is like sparked by action, movement, growth, tension. Let me change shapes, let me have solutions to problems. And then you've got some external energy around you through a person. Now, others of you, if it's not a specific person, again, I feel like it's someone, they're not in your first closest tier to your heart there, but they're affecting you, okay? If it's not a specific person, this is just sadness around the state of the world, right? And I talk about this all the time to especially people who are highly sensitive, to be very intentional and measured with how much you expose yourself to. Yes, we want to know what's going on. And it's honestly hard to miss it these days, but also we don't want to underestimate the power of our own intuition, and that the things that we need to know, we will know when we need to know them. Okay. And so just being measured, protecting your energy from some of the sadness and despair. Keeping in mind that in the mainstream, there's always going to be the negatives, right? I mean, the percentage is something like 90% negativity coming through that. So if you do find that 10% positive, that's what you want to lean into. But some of you could be feeling that. Some of you Aquarians out there could really be feeling that. You are a humanitarian sign, so that could, the pain of the collective, which is really amplified by some of these inverted energies in our awareness field through the mainstream and its programs and its distractions, and it's very purposeful and intentional. That could be getting to you. And that's okay. It happens to all of us at different times. So it's just a matter of being measured, mindful, having proper boundaries with either that person or the general collective, that you're seeing in the effects field. Because I always talk about here at Creators on the Crest, it's a good time to remind everyone that you are a creator being, or let me put it this way, you have the choice to be in your creative energies or reactive energies. And a lot of the programs and things that come toward us are to pull us into drama vortices and into reactive energies, which takes us out of our creative energies, which means that the power that our creative energies have to actually change the future doesn't get focused on because we're over here in these reactive energies. So it's up to each of us to really make that choice and determine how to stay aligned and have boundaries with our creative energies. And it's tough. It's tough because literally everything else coming out at you, negative, 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 and then you get a person in your life who's negative and depressive, or, just pessimistic, down, brings you down, like, especially if you're sensitive. And most people that come here to Creators on the Crest have a level of sensitivity. They're aware of it, and you have to protect yourself from that. And that's okay. So there may be some boundaries there, Aquarius. Now, where in your life, Aquarius, are you being called to be seen and celebrated? And you got your very own card, the Star. Aquarius energy right now is craving to be itself. You just want to be authentically you, and you want to be free to do that. So the Aquarius energies, and you're going to look at your chart, and see where you might carry Aquarius energy or 11th house energy. You might have planets in the 11th house or points, right? And you're going to look there and say, okay, where can I be more free flowing? Where can I open up? And it's what's beautiful about this is that we do have the water bearer here, and she represents a beautiful balance between what I think are the two elements that are going to help us most through this time. So when it comes to tools and techniques and the things that are going to help you, you're going to look to Earth, which she pours water onto the earth. So we have the Leo full moon, fire. We have the Aquarius stellium, air. We're going to use earth and water, especially you Aquarians out there, to help yourself, all right, overcome some of these energies. Very simple things, like I mentioned at the very beginning. If you weren't here, it's things like using crystals and stones. These represent the earth elements. Carnelian is wonderful because you're still embracing the fire and the warmth of the Leo full moon, but you have something tangible. People were sharing about being close to the trees, being, and for Imbolc, decorating and blessing the tree, blessing your garden, planting your garden, starting to get your hands in the soil, earthing, barefoot on the ground. These kinds of things are going to help. Staying hydrated, lots and lots of water, y'all. Take a nice big drink right now. Girl Gone says, yes, it can make you feel yes, it can almost feel like sometimes like everything is getting through, right? And so we have to do a little bit extra when we're sensitive people to shield ourselves. And sometimes we have to explain that to the people in our lives that may not have that same level of sensitivity. But if they love us, they'll understand and help protect that. Yourself Evolved says, love this community, and the one-on-one sessions are so good and so valuable. Thank you. Yes, and those will be in the description as well. So if anybody wants to go deeper into the one-on-one session, those are paid sessions. They're on my website, and the links are in the description. Thank you for mentioning that. Of course, I'm still doing those. I am in the process of creating an exciting webinar and a membership, so there's more to come on that as well. But yes, if you're looking for those personal, like in-depth, like going into your energies, those one-on-one sessions are the way to go. Okay, Aquarius, and here's energy again for you, your bonus message, and this is really what you need to forge in your life. So I forgot to mention like Saint Brigid. So we're in this energy of Imbolc and Saint Brigid. We talked about that with the Oracle reading. She's the patron goddess of smithcraft, like the smithies, okay? And so working with that kind of craft as well. And you got grounding here, go deep and explore your roots. And I'm really getting like, this could be, look at these colors too. These are the colors, like we've got like that carnelian color up here. We've got the warming colors. We're seeing a tree. I'm feeling woodwork or wood element might be good for you as well, Aquarius. So we're talking about earth and water and using those, but also wood for you. Petrified wood, if you have a piece of petrified wood, might be a nice thing to carry with you or do some sort of woodwork. My beautiful friend Jessica, she's here on YouTube. The Rune Weaver is what she's called here on YouTube, her handle. She's going through woodcrafting class now, and she's not only does she play the flute, but she's learning to make flutes through this class. And check her out, The Rune Weaver. She's also on Instagram. Absolutely doing a marvelous, impressive job of working with the wood element very deeply, and she's sharing her stories about that. So check out Jessica if you get a chance. I also have on the channel here, if you go over to my podcast section, I have, I need to get going on them this year. I do about 4 a year, it seems, or 3 to 4 a year. Real Life Mages podcast, where I interview people, and Jessica's on one of those. Yourself Evolved is on one of those, Tressa, and we have a great time talking through what we feel are common things that you all can relate to. So be sure to check out Real Life Mages as well. I love interviewing and sitting with people for an hour and getting different perspectives. So you might find value there. Moving on to Pisces. Do I have any Pisces, sun, moon, rising, or north nodes out there, or maybe someone in your life This is also connected to 12th house energy. So if you are looking at your chart, you're going to look to the 12th house and see what might be going on there. All right, our Pisces. Now, we've just had that Neptune move out of Pisces and into Aries. So they might be feeling the change here. Pisces might be feeling the change. Your inner flame, Pisces, what specific creative power are you being born into? You got the Six of Cups. Pisces, I love this for you because first of all, it's the element of water. We're dealing with the cups. This Pisces kind of carries back or harkens back. We have, you know, like a teacher or a wizard professor and the child here. This may be your inner child really opening up to, and I think it's through your own path of healing, Pisces, and the healing you've done, maybe during Neptune and Pisces. You really did a lot of, because that was a 14-year cycle, you did a lot of predominant healing. And I really feel like you accomplished a lot of healing and rejuvenation during that time. And so now you're ready to learn something new. I feel like your creative power is going to come from taking a new class, a new course, reading a new book, but it's something that you're actually going to enjoy. This is cups energy, it's heart space energy. So it's like a topic or something that you enjoy, that you're going to be seeking out. And I'm wondering if some of you too won't come across an important mentor. Mentorship may be involved in this for you. So whomever that may be. And I really love this because I think for you, it's just going to be a really heartwarming experience. I think as your creativity now at this next level for you, where you've done a lot of healing, your creativity can really open up. And I think it's going to be wherever you start is fine, whether it's, you know, reading a new book, taking a new class. Maybe you go to like a get together or a meetup or something locally and you meet somebody. Maybe it's romantic because we did get that in the Oracle reading. But for you, I'm feeling more like kindred spirit, like a mentor of some kind. So I think that's something that looking really good for you, Pisces. In the second position, what external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out? You got the Four of Wands, Pisces. Oh, this is rough because I see like how much healing you've done over the last 14-year cycle. My nose is starting to run for you, Pisces, here, because like I feel all the clearing you've done. I feel all the energy that's come out. I feel like someone is trying to pull you back into old Pisces, okay? Someone wants to continue to relate to you because they got used to the structure and the dynamic that was the old you. See how we're having kind of this mirror portal reflection? They want the old you, but you're the new you. Okay, so somebody in your life or around you is struggling to accept who you are now, that you have moved on from that older version of yourself, the unhealed version of yourself. All right. And so you might have and face a little bit of pressure there. You could feel it. This could come across in like the workplace or something. Some of you may have hit kind of like kind of seeing some of you like hit a limit, like your capacity now goes beyond what you're being given in the workplace. And somebody wants to keep you under that, but you're like bursting from the seams. And that's just not the structure that once fit you and fit your relationships no longer fits. And where you're being called to be seen and celebrated is through this change. The Wheel of Fortune comes in with a beautiful cosmic and cellular. I'm getting like cellular, like the atoms of your body are literally changing, Pisces. And I'm not surprised because you are the shaman, you're the 12th house, you're the completion of a cycle. You've actually incorporated something into the cells of your body that you're vibrating differently now. And if there's people that can't handle it and try to dim you. I don't think you're going to stick around those situations, those people, those workplace environments. Things are on the change for you. Now, this is a pretty big energy, being a major arcana card with the Wheel of Fortune. But what I like, Pisces, and I think this will be good for you because is the grounding, the pinnacle. We have the pinnacle in the middle. We have the earth energy. So Pisces, where water meets earth, really a good space for you. Like rivers, creeks, streams, the beach. If you can get to one of those places, even if it's cold, if you can hike and, be safe, of course, to one of those places where earth meets water, it's really going to charge your cells up, okay? Because you've shifted and there's a healed version of you that now wants to be unleashed. In Aquarius season, you don't want to be tethered, okay? Fire horse year coming up. You don't want to be tethered anymore, Pisces. And this comes in with that fresh air, that fresh change for you. Oh, I really like this for you. I don't feel like I felt this good for you in a while, Pisces, and I think it's high time you get some good messages here. Let's take a look at what needs to be forged in your reality right now. This is the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck here. Yeah. It's time for you to get in this flow with your new self, right? Everything is smooth sailing, and you love that. You love being in the flow. You love being free to swim around and to go with the flow and the current here. Even in the winter. Look, we've got a winter scene here. We've kind of got like the Russian version of Mrs. Claus there. I love it. Even in the cold, even where the water that meets the earth is frozen, there's messages, there's flow in there, and I feel like you're feeling it. And I would say, man, by the time the spring equinox rolls around, Pisces, whoo, I just got chills for you. It's looking really good. Yay. Oh my goodness. On to Aries. Who's here? I see people here. Let me know in the comments, do I have any Aries sun, moon, rising, or north nodes? Did anybody vibe with that Pisces message? Maybe you have something in the 12th house that resonated there for you. Don't be afraid to claim it. We are all the signs and all the houses. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know. Oh, cool. I'm kind of like observing the comments in different places here. So it kind of helps me to see what's going on with everybody. Aries. Sun, moon, woo, woo, woo. Your energy just got sticky there for a minute. Sun, moon, rising, and north node. Let's get your full moon messages here, okay? Oh, Pisces had this like amazing vibe. Aries, I think some of your full moon messages are maybe a little more of a challenge, a little tougher here, but you're the go-getter. You're the one who can bulldoze through obstacles. And so we're going to roll with that. Okay. Now, what specific creative power is being born in you? Very interestingly, in this position for you, you got the 4 of Cups, which is what Aquarius had, right? In a different position here. So Aries, I feel like some of you, or there's an aspect of you that is bothered, or maybe feels like you can't move your energy the way you want to, okay? Part of this is honestly connected to the evolution of the sign of Aries as I see it. Of all the signs over the last year and a half, I have really felt deep changes in Aries, okay? And Aries has been relating, because sometimes Aries get a bad rap for like skipping steps, and sometimes they don't consider emotions. I think some of you Aries, you more evolved Aries, are now really up against some of the emotions that maybe were easier for other signs to acknowledge and process, like some of the water signs, comfortable doing that, right? The things that you felt you didn't have time for, your life is now calling you to make time, and they're related to your emotional well-being. All right. And so since this is where the creative power is being born, Aries, my advice here is do not ignore your emotions. Even if they are a little tougher, a little rougher, a little harder to deal with, or maybe have you feeling a little bit like slowed down, it's okay. Do not ignore your emotions. Work with that heart soul, that heart core essence to really, really transmute and transform. The good news is this is 4 of Cups, so it is it's like a minor card, and so this energy is going to pass. You know, I know you probably want it to pass right now, but it will pass. It's not forever, Aries, and I think you have to remember that. But to you, the way you relate to time, you might feel like, oh gosh, oh no, things just aren't, this is horrible. I feel terrible about this because things aren't moving. Now, what external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out right now, Aries? You got the Hanged Man, number 12, the Hanged Man here. Honestly, for you all, I really feel like this is kind of the position that is affecting you. And I'm almost like getting dizzy here. Like some of you have been like turned upside down when this Neptune enters Aries. Because remember, Neptune is ruled by Pisces. So it's all emotional energy. I think some of you have been flipped. You've done like the flip flop, okay? But honestly, landing in this Hanged Man position, I really feel like you can make the most of this, no matter how stuck you feel, because the Hanged Man, it is a sacrifice, okay? So you may feel like, wait a minute, like my whole world just got turned upside down. This is like, I'm having to deal with these emotions. I'm feeling slower going than I've ever felt before, right, Aries? And so you may be feeling that. And the Hanged Man comes in because there's lots of beautiful stories and different traditions about the Hanged Man. One of the most powerful ones that you might read about is the Odin, when Odin goes and hangs from the tree of life in self-sacrifice, and not in a bad way. It is so that you may illuminate and have your illuminations of your next step happen naturally, okay? So I really think, though you feel flip-flopped here, you feel like, you know, almost like I'm getting two for you, Aries, like Uranus. Uranus energies is coming in as well. We do have some things, and I think after we have the moon in Leo moving, moon in Leo will trine Chiron after the full moon, and then it squares Uranus. And I think the moon, though, you know, I think if you follow the moon cycles, we're going through the next moon cycle with this energy for you, Aries. Okay, it's not going to last forever, but it's something that's really important. I think you're learning to embody these emotional energies better than you ever have before. They're going to become, because you're the sign of identity and personality, they're going to become a part of you. They're going to become a part of you in a very powerful way, but the way it feels is like, no, it's a no for you, right? I get it. I get that very strongly. Now, where in your life are you being called to be seen and celebrated? Aries, you got the 3 of Swords. Look at the chaos here, okay? The 3 of Swords is representative of a pain body. It's representing something tough. I think you're meant to share your story in some way, shape, or form publicly. You're supposed to not hide this pain from people. Remember, you're practicing going deeper into your own emotional body here. And you're having a lot of reflections on that. And now, I'm not just saying just go wail to anyone out there who will listen, okay? This is about finding your supportive community, but letting the roughness and the toughness and the pain be known, because you're kind of being put in this place of an about face, and it's really coming to light in this full moon for you. It's going to help redefine you in the way that you want people to know you, though. So this pain, let me hold it up here, this 3 of Swords. And we've got, look down here, we have the Masonic tile, the black and white tile, which is about hidden stuff that's being hidden. You're meant to show it now. You're meant to very publicly. Some of you actually, ooh, I just got a big buzz. Some of you Aries may have, you're kind of giving me the feeling of like a whistleblower. Interesting. Some of you may have come to find out something and you're going to speak very publicly about it. You're going to kind of, you know, take the lid off something here that needs to be, the lid needs to be taken off, which I'm not surprised is a beautiful way to use your bold energy, but it's kind of like, I don't even want to say, but you know, in the news, we see those certain files that haven't been really, you know, released and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to type it or say it because it's like a trigger for the algos. But that's what I'm kind of feeling for you guys. Some of you may be whistleblowers. Interesting. Not surprising though, you kind of lead the way in that sense, break through some of those obstacles. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's on the massive collective scale. It could be in your workplace. You may have uncovered some false records or something like that, right? But because of your deeper connection now with your emotions, you've got to reconcile on the side of justice, okay? Let's get you a bonus message. I just got all the goosebumps and tingles for you, Aries. This is important. Yeah, answering the call. The time is now. There you go, okay? And where I want you to go with this, and here's these warm colors again, the full moon in Leo, is I want you to consider this moon cycle. Look it up if you can. You might need to look at a calendar. Watch and feel into how the moon moves through the full moon in Leo, and then it's going to trine Chiron, which is the wounded healer, okay? But a trine is a favorable position. So this is about transcending pain, right? Which is feeling very personal to you. And then Uranus is going to square, right? This moon, all right? And that may be your time. That may be when you walk out there. But now, relatively speaking, could be over the next few weeks. But I would suggest check into that, Aries. So, you know, a little more challenge for you, but I've really never known an Aries who completely backs down from a challenge. They'll always figure out a way to break through. Okay, let's clear those cards. Moving on to Taurus. Do I have any Taurus energies here? Sun, moon, rising, or north node? Taurans. I have a Tauran moon. It helps sometimes, and sometimes it hinders. It depends. Oh my gosh, we're starting to see some themes. Y'all got this Four of Cups again. What's up with this Four of Cups energy, man? Woo! This full moon is going to help process some of that sad, depressive, emotional energy. I think a lot of us have been feeling it. We see the suffering, you know? We see the suffering out there, and it's not fun. Taurus, what I do like seeing here is your specific creative power, what's being born in you. You got the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pennies. You all are good with the Pentacles energy, first of all, because it's your earth element, okay? And the Six of Pentacles is about things being balanced. So this is cycles to do with giving and receiving. So you may have something to give someone, and in return, you may receive something from them, even if it's just the pleasure of the smile on their face when you give something to them or gift them. I am hearing gifts. You may have been wanting to gift someone something, or there's an important birthday coming up. Maybe you know an Aquarius or something, and there's something important there that you want to gift someone, and it's very well thought out. It's there's also, this could be gifting yourself, as far as when we're talking pentacles and earth energy, we're talking about your physical body. There may be the gift of good health that you're working on focusing on, okay, and that you can really get creative with that. We now have access to so many different ways to exercise, to stretch, to move the body. And I think, Taurus, this is a big focus for you. I think maybe your way of doing it is more rare than someone else's. So maybe you're kind of going outside the box and you're finding the right balance. Six of Pentacles is finding a balance of exchange between your time and energy and how you move your body. So you may be very focused on the physical body. Some of you also on financial energies as well. Financial energies may be coming into play here where you're trying to balance the books, so to speak. So keep an eye on that, Taurus. Balancing foods, I'm also seeing and hearing for some of you, like your pH balance. If you have anything like acid reflux or heartburn, that's something you're going to be addressing here with the Leo full moon, okay? Now, what external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out here? Gosh, you're you've really taken a hit, Taurus, here with the Ten of Swords. It's like, I don't know. I feel like some of you have been misunderstood to the point where I'm kind of getting family for some of you. I don't know if some of you are the cycle breakers. I do think some of you are the cycle breakers, actually, the more I feel into this in your family. And you may have some people in the family that are not liking what you're doing to heal yourself and to heal the lineage because it requires them to then address it. They don't want to. And so it feels really feeling like the points of the swords. The Ten of Swords is just like wipe out, like gate is closes on you kind of thing. So this may be some energy ancestrally that you need to work with. What I am getting is like 3 or 4 generations back, you do have a sacred ancestor, Taurus, that you can call on, even if you don't know their name. You may have an access to your family lineage and you may have the name. But you're meant to be working with that guide or that ancestor right now to kind of help you through this, because it feels like trying to light your candle in the wind and the wind keeps blowing it out. It's like you're struggling to keep the fire lit inside of you while you're being called to balance your life. This is tricky energy. So some of you have kind of taken on, you're like, okay, I'll take this on though. And I think you're going to lean into your strength, that Tauran strength that you have, that earth energy. Where are you being called to be seen and celebrated? Here's that Four of Cups again, coming up as a theme. Okay, so the Four of Cups, sadness, melancholy, depression, stagnation kind of energies here. Taurus, you're meant to show up anyway. You're meant to show people how you can still, what's the word? Remain tenacious, okay, in tough energies. Those of you that also have that additional, it's like you're wearing, you're really the one in your family who's like the cycle breaker. So a lot has landed on your shoulders. Being the bull, you can carry a lot, but at the same time, like, let someone help you raise the gate, because it just feels like you're being poked a lot. I do think, Taurus, I think that you need to say something. You need to express something. And it's probably going to have to be, yes, say it as like respectfully as you can, but it has to be unapologetic as well. Because otherwise I just feel you getting super, super down and out about it. Okay. There's also, for some of you, for others of you, I'd say, so that may be some of you. For others of you, those like you see where they like poke the bulls and then they go tearing off after people and they run down the bull races or whatever, which I think are brutal and terrible. But some of you are being poked to the point where it may feel like you're being provoked, and it's by someone possibly in your family here. And so the more that you can choose to balance your emotions out here and actually share unapologetically but respectfully before the poke becomes too much for you to burst out, because you'll tear up everything in your path. That's kind of what I get, Taurus. Your energy is very strong. And there's a lot of prickly energy here. So it's just something to be aware of. That's why these messages come up to help you. So what needs to be forged? Oh, this one's coming right out for you in your reality right now. Yeah, we need to bring the joy back for you, Taurus. It's way too pressurized and prickly for you. You got wandering path. Enjoy the journey. Since some of you are working on balancing out your physical health, some nice nature walks, I think, would be extremely helpful. You may have a sighting. We've got a little fox here, and the fox is very sly and cunning, okay? The bull is very strong and sturdy and steadfast and powerful. The fox doesn't operate the same way. So maybe that's an important animal totem for some of you to work with a little bit more of your sly energy. Some of you may begin limiting who has access to certain parts of you, which I think is important because it's going to help bring you into balance. Not everybody needs to have access. You can be a little more sly, you know, not everybody, certainly be safe, but like, is there someone that's, you know, encroaching in and that you feel like you've had to answer them? You don't have to answer to them anymore. Some of you are letting this go, which is good because it's like the ancestral clearing that's been needed and called for in your family. All right. It's hard. It's rough. Mother wounding, father wounding coming up, that kind of stuff. Yay, everybody wants that, right? No, it's hard. It's really hard. And it seems to run deep. But Taurus, you are very resilient. You are very strong. And I think if you find a positive way to respectfully and unapologetically share, I think that's going to go very well for you. Moving on to Gemini. Do I have any Geminis in the house? Let me know. It looks to me like the comment stream has stopped, so either people are intently listening or whatever. But let me know, do I have any Geminis, sun, moon, rising, or north node in the house? Hopefully it's not just me. I can't see comments since you're self-evolved, which is talking about loving the community. Thank you very much. I love it too. But after that, oh, there we are. All right, listening. Okay, sometimes that happens. I get really... People get really focused because the energies are like, whoo, right there. Thank you, Vivian, for making sure you guys are still there. I can see you're still there. We're going into Gemini. Okay, woo. Woo, I just got like a little, woo, like I feel good, like the air blew in. That you, Ashley, Gemini? All right. Ooh, wow, okay. Oh, Gemini, what specific creative power is being born in you? Your creative power, and again, we've got a pentacle showing up here. So I think the more that you can lean into earth energy, for some of you, I'm feeling like fresh air, mountain air would be good for you. I see some of you maybe like skiing or snowboarding. I don't know if some of you have trips planned there. You got the lovers. You got the lovers for the creative power being born in you. So this speaks to a couple things. It speaks to, let's just go with your own energies, Gemini, because you are, you know, you're very comfortable with the dualistic nature. You're masculine, you're feminine, your yin and yang energies, your active and your receptive is, energized right now. This is exciting. I think that's that little zing I get. Like, I feel like you're in alignment here. And with the pentacle up there and the earth energy coming in, it's very grounding. It's a very grounding place you found yourself in within yourself. Now, of course, this can mean partnerships for some of you, right? Being in partnership, the masculine and feminine, being balanced in partnership. Or right now is an important time that you're setting the stage for that. And you're doing it from your own king and queen within, okay? Which is really exciting because when I say we live in a universe of contrasting expressions and the Gemini is the twins, they can often navigate that polarity and the dynamics of the polarities better and with more fun. It just feels more fun, feels zingy, it feels zippy, it feels fun. So there's like this cheery vibe kind of going on, even when you're working to get in alignment. You're having fun with it. It's good. It feels good here, and that's where you're most creative. And then you can bring power to your words, your thoughts, your writing, whatever it is you're sharing, your art, your craft, your intentions. I would say, looking at this card for you, the full moon is probably you're probably going to want to talk to it. Okay. So words may be important for you during the full moon. Some sort of invocation, evocation, journaling, some affirmations, whatever it is. Maybe you're writing a letter to your future self and then releasing it on the full moon. Very interesting. Now, what external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out? Okay, Gemini, you're sparky. You're very intelligent, and you're not going to do things the way people think you should. We got the 10 of Pentacles here. And in your reading, I'm feeling like this is the kind of more traditional energies, expectations of prior generations of your family, of like, we are the blah, whatever your last name, your surname is, and this is the way we do things, right? I feel this pressure for you, Gemini, and being the air sign that you are, and you're probably kind of enjoying the electricity of this Aquarius season. Somebody may be trying to tell you what to do, and you're like, excuse me, you got to do things this way. It's got to fit this. It's got to look exactly like this. Some of you may be dealing with that. Like maybe your life, Gemini, hasn't turned out to be the picture perfect family, the marriage and the 2 kids, right? You're kind of like moving away. You're redefining yourself outside of what's expected. But I think there's some pressure that you may feel. It could come from someone in your family. I feel like Taurus, you might be dealing with kind of ancestral stuff, or it just might be like those societal pressures that have built up. Now, some of you might be, since this is external pressure trying to blow your candle out, the best thing I can say here is if you do feel like grief about like, I missed out on this happy family, nuclear family experience, because not everybody's had that, right? Not everybody's had that part of their path. Or maybe it was a breakdown with your parents or something like that you're grieving. I would say allow yourself to go through this grief. Allow it to like flow through you. You're good with exploring the edges, so explore the different edges, the different ways things feel. Maybe you have had that happy nuclear family, but now maybe you're just drawn to something outside of that. Maybe there's kind of this, what I want to say, breakthrough going on that kind of challenges that structure. Because you're not one to sit with like boredom and stagnation, right? Or if the way things have always been done don't make sense to you, you kind of like call BS on it. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting here for you. And then where you're being called to be seen and celebrated, you got the 2 of Swords. Now, I love this because it's 2, it's Gemini, it's twin energy, and you're leaning into it. Look at her, she's leaning into it. There's literally no other sign that can do what you can do with these energies, Gemini. There's no other sign that can lean into the 2 of Swords energy, which is indecision, confusion, what direction to take. But by leaning in, you're training yourself to this whole new breakthrough up level, whatever that is for you. you are very quick-witted right now, and you're always quick-witted, but you're more sharp in the sense of you actually have a deep perception of what's going on around you right now without seeing it energetically. What it feels like for you is we're to celebrate today, Gemini, that you have a broader awareness than you've ever had before. You're able to pick up energies that, I do think it comes through a lot of times your thoughts, your intellect. Some of you might even be doing flow writing or automatic writing where words just come to you, poetry speaks to you. You're reaching into it, you're leaning into it. It's honestly very beautiful. And any way that you can share this part of your story with people, even a small group of people or even like your bestie, I think is going to be super good for you. I really see you making progress, like tremendous growth progress. And it's because you're like, I don't know, you've had like this training school of yourself, Gemini, and you've like trained yourself. You've come up with something. If you've written something, like if you've designed something, a course or a physical product or something like that, wow, you really like are leaning into it. There could be an element here for you, Gemini, where it's like trusting, like a blind trust in the universe. You're leaning into it and you don't know like how everything's going to land, but you have this broad awareness and you know you'll figure it out. You know it'll come to you with clarity. Let's get your bonus message. Feels good. Feels good. Crossing bridges. It's a time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Yes. Yes, yes. So I think the healing, the mending and releasing has to do with maybe the structures that you've been operating under, what you've been told is, quote, acceptable, not acceptable, and you're ready to set out. You're ready to set out here. And with these other energies that I see, I think it's beautiful to cross this bridge. For some of you, I feel like, for some of you Geminis, I feel like the work you did in Capricorn season is coming up here in particular. So Capricorn is popping its head up and saying, hey, remember my season, before Aquarius, you did all that work and it seemed like my season lasted a long time and you kind of had to like drudge through it a little bit. You're coming out the other side with this full moon. I mean, there's the full moon behind you there at night. You're walking over this bridge. Definitely some sort of movement around the full moon energies, I think, would be important for you. But beautiful. I love it. I love how you're working with your own energies. I love how you're addressing those things. That's great. Let's get into Cancer. Do I have any Cancer? I have my Geminis here. We had, and Paula. Hello, Paula. Gemini rising. Yep. Ashley, Tressa, Gemini. Yep. All right. So let's get into the Cancer energies. Cancer. I'm going to clear again because Cancer's like, clear it out again. Cancer, sun, moon, rising, and north node. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Interesting here. Woo. All right, Cancer. So what specific creative power is being born into you? You got the Devil card. Oh my gosh. Nobody ever wants to get this card, Cancer, but you're getting it, and it's connected to Capricorn. So some of the Capricorn energies are coming in for both Gemini and Cancer. And Capricorn is your opposite. Cancer, you are figuring out how to turn yourself inside out, okay? Now, the Devil card comes in and says, where are you trying to control things? Where are you, Cancer, trying to control things? Are you holding too tight a grasp on that chariot of yours? Are you holding on, hiding away? Something feels muddled here with your creative power. And the actual breakthrough is like turning yourself inside out. For the analogy I'm getting for some of you is like going through a black hole and coming out the other side, whatever that is. Some people call it a white hole, right? Universally, quantum physics speaking, or whatever. But it's like there's this energy of you releasing control, the tight grasp that you have on something, and that's how the creative power is born in you. And I think what's interesting is like when you're trying to control, it means you feel out of control. So Cancer, there's something that you felt out of control about, and so you've overcompensated by grasping on too tightly, and it's by releasing the reins again that this creative power unleashes from you. So your inner flame is definitely in a place of like learning this, right? It's in a place of maybe even opposition with your natural energies. So some of you could feel like it could come across in the feeling like, wait a minute, like I'm doing all the things, but I'm not moving forward, right? So it could kind of feel like you're doing stuff, but you're not having the feeling that it's moving, all right? This is something that you're transforming, that you're kind of turning yourself inside out during this full moon. And then what external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out? You got Ace of Swords. And what I'm getting here is that someone's words have really hurt you at some point. Now, this could be a wounding you're carrying from childhood, from your earlier years. All right. The Ace of Swords comes in and says, it's time for you. Like I see you slicing. I see you, slicing the candle and you blowing it out before you let this energy get to you, right? But it pierces, and it's something that with this with this Aquarius Stellium, it's blocking your throat. And that's why the things aren't moving. Like you're doing the things, but they're not moving up and out of you. It's blockage right here. It's blocked in your throat space. And it's from someone else's words. Someone else's words are embedded in you subconsciously somewhere. Could be a parent, could be something. I do get childhood, like maybe somebody said something to you. It could be current as well for some of you, but Cancers tend to hold on to things. I know, I'm a Cancer sun. We hold on to things, and it's meant to be cut through right now. If any of you Game of Thrones fans, like this feels like when Arya finally, she was blinded, and she was learning from like that weird sect of people that did the face, changers or whatever they were. And she finally came into her power and sliced the candle to take all the light and fight in the dark, right? And so that's kind of what you're doing there. You're coming into your power without having like that clear line of sight. But it's like you're not trust falling. You're actually going to cut out whatever this harsh stuff that was said to you was. You're actually going to cut that out and release it, which is good. Where are you being called to be seen and celebrated? All right. You got the Five of Swords. And we've had Four of Cups. Now we have Five of Swords for you, Cancer. I mean, look at this scene. This is not, this is not fun. This is about conflict. All right. But Cancer, maybe you've been keeping the peace for too long. Maybe it's time to really be honest. Maybe it's time to speak up. You're cutting through things, and I think you've had to learn how to embody energies that are not typically yours to do so, right? It will all depend if you're a sun, moon, rising, or your north node. There's a learning here, though. And so there may be for some of you where publicly you're seen to be in a little bit of conflict, but it's meant to be. This is the stage. This is the full moon in Leo shedding light on this. And it's to get you to act in that way that you can, that's like the lighthouse of intuition. This is tricky, but Cancer, you know how you get really tenacious about things? Don't shy away from this. Some of you may be trying to shy away from like conflict, but something needs to come up. Something needs to come to light, to justice here. Someone or something or these words that you were told are untrue, and it's time. Maybe you're going to be sharing your story about that. Maybe you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or maybe it will be revealed to you on this full moon here in a few days. So get ready for that, Cancer. Okay, let's get you your bonus oracle from the Sacred Traveler. Yep, you're turning yourself inside out, you know, in through the black hole, out through the white hole. We don't know what it looks like, but it's transformational. A fresh new energy of a fresh new way of living emerges, Cancer. So a fresh energy for you and a fresh new way of living. This doesn't look the easiest to me. It looks like it comes with a little bit of strife, a little bit of pain, but look, how can you not want to rise from the ashes? Look at this beautiful phoenix. Look at these beautiful full moon in Leo colors, like our carnelian here, like our red calcite that we're using. Absolutely gorgeous energies. And sometimes it's through those harder times, through those energies of things going the opposite of what we thought they would. And I had this come up. I'll just give a little quick personal example. I had this come up the other day, you know, and it came in hard and strong, like those devil card energies. And it was like, I was just exhausted and frustrated with the channel here and the growth. And it like hit me hard. I was very like, I had to vent to my partner. I was like, you know, kind of one of those moments of like, why do I continue down this path? Kind of getting into that despair. And I had to cut through that. I did so, but I moved my body, and the exercise really helped me cut through that. And then I come on today and we're having like a beautiful full live, you know, and then like when I cut through that, then that last episode of Astrology, be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Vessel activated, it came to me, and I just like everything opened up. So sometimes we have to go through that pressure, you know. It's like you're on that event horizon of that black hole and you're getting sucked in, but then you're shot out the other side. So that was kind of like my little experience, and I had a whole new ignition come through for me. So some of you may be having that as well. And if you're in the pressurized part of it, hold on, because you will come out the other side transformed. Okay, that Phoenix rising. Leo, do I have any Leo? Sun, moon, rising, north node. With the Leo full moon, it's good to check. It's at 13 degrees. So if you do have your astrology chart, check between what you've got going on from about 8 to 18 degrees, right around that 13 degree point there. See what's going on about 5 degrees of each side of that. Could be empty. You could have a planet in there or close by, but that's where you're probably going to be feeling this the most, okay, this full moon. Now you've got all that Aquarius energy at the opposite side of the chart, that Aquarius Stellium. So let's see how this is going to play out for you. And just a reminder that our affirmation for all signs is refuse to be dimmed. Refuse to be dimmed. Okay, let's see what's going on for you. We're getting a lot, you know, we're getting a lot today of like the energy of learning through challenge and tension and things like that. The specific creative power that's being born in you, Leo, you got the 4 of Pentacles. And look at this. Look at this. I'm going to hold it real close because you have to kind of look real close. There is a person behind the windows there, but everything is under lock and key and chained up, okay? Leo, you're getting ready to come out. I think for you, this is representing creative power, where you're actually going to excuse me. Oh my goodness. You're going to break through these locks when you unleash this energy, because when you unleash big and bold. Um, you're actually going to have some financial gain, Leo, from this. This full moon is an opportunity. So if you've been wanting to share something and, ask for donations, or maybe you've got a program and that you're launching and you want to share that, it's gonna, when you step out, because like I feel like this is something that's been behind closed doors, but when your inner flame comes out, you're going to burst out of that, and it's having some sort of financial positive impact for you. Okay. I would be careful, Leo, of business partners, because in the position of external logic or group pressure here, that might be trying to blow your candle out. You got the Two of Cups. This to me feels like business partners. This reading to me for you, it feels like a financial breakthrough reading, Leo. Honestly, it feels very favorable in that way. But there's someone, or maybe this has to do with partnerships for you. So think about the different partnerships and friendships in your life. You may have someone who has a little bit of jealousy of you. You may have a business partner who just doesn't see things the way you do. This could represent an imbalance in also your alignment with your own yin and yang, masculine, feminine energies, how much receptivity and how much action, because to have the finances magnetized to you, you have to also balance out your receptive energies. Okay. So this could come through in the form of a person. Like I said, it seems like more of a partnership where someone might be a little jealous, or it could be the imbalance going on within you when we look at the energies that way. I do see fire and water energies coming through together elementally there. So working with that energy, those two elements could be important. Candlelight baths and things like that for you, Leo. Those could really have an impact for you. Now, where in your life you're being called to be seen, this is really interesting. When I say, like, when you break out of this, you're going to break out in a bold way. It is really going to have an effect on a ripple effect, because you got the Tower. And I think this is you just blasting. I think that's you. I think all the fire there is you. The explosion is you coming out. And you're really breaking down. And I think you've had to kind of plan this. I think it's been under lock and key here, because you knew you had to kind of make sure you were in balance or protect yourself from someone else's energy. And now you're going to break through and you're going to kind of like blow it all to the ground, but in a good way. Some towers are very positive. This is you like really utilizing and calling on that electrical energy of Aquarius to really blow things open. For some of you, it may be a truth that needs to come out. So you're going to give a voice to the truth. I do feel that for some of you. And there's just an energy of someone who is not aligned with that, whether it be jealousy or imposter syndrome, like they look at you and they want to be you, or they wish they would have done that. But it could also be the way you show up in this, whatever this is for you, Leo, is going to help others have breakthroughs, really a lot of breakthrough energy that feels very financially fortunate to me. It really does. Like, I really feel like it may not be easy to go through this breakthrough, maybe because of relationships with others and what they think about it, but to me, it feels like someone kind of breaking out or having their breakthrough or their, stage moment, and it going really well and being successful. So, and I think you know that. Yeah, you've really kept it under lock and key, though, because you've protected your peace. You got solitude. In silence, peace prevails. This is not about isolation, but you've definitely kept something more protected. maybe some of you were up against someone tried to scam you and you figured it out. You blew the top off it. You figured it out and ended up saving, you know, yourself a lot of headache with your finances. Kind of feels like you're controlling the firewalls now, right? You're the VPN. You're protecting your information here. I like that. You know, a solitary lion may not be like the natural vibe, but I do feel like with this Two of Cups here, it's a position that you're put in because you had to learn to balance that out. You had to learn to balance that out, even though you're used to. Whoa, just dropped the card. Okay, I'm back. For some of you, this could have resulted in an ending of a partnership or relationship. That was meant to, it was a cycle ending. Okay. So for some of you, there's been a change there, possibly. And you're coming out of that. Okay. Okay, Leo. Going on to Virgo. Virgo. Do I have any Virgo? Sun, moon, rising, or north node? Our wonderful Virgo analysts, right? Able to process loads of information and analyze. We're going to see what's going on with your creative energies, your inner flame. I mean, I shuffled the cards, but you got a similar thing in that second position to what Leo got. I see relationships too between, some of you may have cusp energies where you're born on the cusp. I saw it with Gemini, Cancer. Now I see it with like the Leo, Virgo cusp energy here. So just so you know. But Virgo, what creative power is being born in you? What's being born here is that this full moon for you is bringing in a solid, deep, profound connection with your dreams and your desires and your wishes. You got the star. So this is very cool, Virgo. You're connecting with that Aquarius energy. For you, I would check into that Aquarius side of your chart and see what's going on there. Something is being illuminated. I do feel you connecting with it like very solidly. Okay, so this may be a goal, a dream, a wish, a desire. And I do think that there's information that's going to be coming through for you that's attracted here to your creative power and your connection to your goals and dreams and wishes here. For some of you, this feels like you getting an offer of some kind, like a job offer, perhaps, Virgo. So if you've been looking for that, this could be promotional energy. This could be you receiving resources or finances that propel you toward that goal that you're so deeply connected to. And it's just clear. It feels very clear. It feels like your creative power is very clear and you're able to make the most of the energy that's coming in for you right now. What external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out? You got the Two of Cups. Again, this could be, because I do see you being so clear and I do see resources coming in for you. This could be a little jealousy coming in from someone. This could be a partnership. If your offer proposal has to do with a partnership, what I'm kind of getting is don't let anybody rush you, Virgo. You know, you naturally do like to go into a bit of reflective time so that you can analyze all the ins and outs, whether it be relationship or a business offer, you know, or money comes in. Take some moments with that and really see where you want all of that to land. All right. So if it's like a job offer, you know how they try to get you to answer right away? Ask for your 24 hours and take it up, right? Take up that time, right? Don't rush this is what I get from here, because I kind of feel like somebody's rushed energy or somebody has like a knee-jerk reaction to what you're going through. And I feel you kind of like, no, wait a minute, let me pull back from that And, you know, maybe it's someone in your life you thought would have a different response to something coming in for you or to your dreams and desires, but it's your job to maintain that connection ultimately. And I really feel like that's where what you're stepping into with this next card here. So where you're being called to be seen and celebrated, you got the Hierophant. This really means that this goal, all right, you're connected to it in the Virgo way. You are now an authority because why? Because you've processed all the information. You're teaching it to others. You're an authority. You're meant to be seen as an authority on whatever this goal, dream, or desire is. You're an expert. You're a master. Okay. And you're now teaching the younger wizards or the inexperienced ones, right, with what you have learned here. It's very beautiful. You're really having this profound connection now to your dreams, goals, and desires. And you're stepping into that authority. You're meant to be seen. So this could be within your family, you know, like maybe you learn how to, I'll use Jason as an example here. He's really good at analyzing the markets and things like that. He can draw a lot of conclusions on his own. I look at that stuff and I'm like, somebody explain it to me, right? Please. I need help. But Virgo, I feel like there's something that you have vetted out. There's something that you've analyzed. It's connected to something you desire, dream for, or a goal that you have. It could be the job market. It could be, you know, you've really gone into that. And when it comes to you, and during this season, you're meant to be seen as an authority. So on the full moon, I think, you know, just really standing in your authority is going to be important here. Standing in that deep reverence and connection to your dreams and desires, to what you've accomplished and to how you can share it with others. Maybe it's just other members of your family, or maybe you create a course, perhaps. You could be a course or content creator in some way there. All right, let's get your bonus message, Virgo. Very interesting. Yeah, don't be rushed. Remember I said don't be rushed. You got impasse, reflect, and redirect your energy. Here's those warm colors again of the Leo season. Reflect and redirect your energy. All right. And if this could also come in for some of you, if you doubt yourself, or if there's someone in your life that says something that makes you doubt yourself, let's take a moment. Let's pause under the tree and let's reflect and redirect the energy so that you can step into this place of authority with the Hierophant here. There's change that's implied with the Hierophant here. It's the number 5. So it's going to kind of draw the energy out to different perspectives. And, you know, sometimes people just aren't ready for that, or they just don't know how to respond to you. So give it time. Take your time making your decisions as well. And don't allow someone to rush you. That's what I'm getting most of all. Don't allow that to be pushed, you know, like push, you know, stand your ground, ask for the time you need. All right. Libra, our lovely Libras out there. Do I have any Libra sun, moon, rising, or north node energies out there? Let me know in the comments while I pull the cards for our lovely Libra tribe. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Libra. Wow, I cannot believe how much challenge some of us are overcoming in this full moon in Leo. You know, it's bold, it's bright, it's, you know, we're really pushing through a lot of what we need to in order to connect with that Leo desire energy here. Okay, so this is the Libra. Hi, Karen. Karen's back. Local artists drop in. Oh, I love that. Yes, I love that you're doing that. That is amazing. We are on the Libra reading. So what specific creative power is being born into you, Libra? All right, Libra, you're learning to trust yourself. You got this 2 of Swords. This is the Gemini energy. Perhaps, Libra, you have a Gemini in your life. And by you witnessing what they were showing of leaning into this energy, trusting it, you know, flying blind, but trusting the self so deeply. Yeah, Libra, you're really, you know, your sign tends to be like a life of balancing, of having a balancing act, and through your ability to balance and lean into your balance and lean into your strengths, perhaps as a mediator, a negotiator here. This energy is it's feeling good for you. It's feeling like it's coming out. It's being sparked here with this Leo full moon. So yeah, your creative power, very similar to what, you know, what you might be seeing in some of the Geminis around you, your fellow air sign. You're learning from the air, you're learning from the wind, you're listening. Instead of seeing, you're listening very carefully, Libra. I feel like some of you are dealing with some very subtle energies, like your perception. It's like when the Jedi train and they put the blinders down and they have to like lead through the force, right? I feel like that's an energy that's being born in you right now. You're learning to perceive things on the subtle energetic planes that are going to assist with you being able to maintain better balance in your life, which is really nice. It's really nice that it's coming in with this full moon. Now, what external logic or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out? Right now, Libra, you got the Tower too, but it's a very different message than what I got before. This is war. You're very bothered by violence and war. All right. Warring energies, violent tendencies. This is getting to you. Okay. It's getting to you. It's maybe getting to you a little too much. Of any of the signs I've read so far, I would say Libra, you're the ones who need to be the most careful about what you're intaking, especially from the mainstream right now, because it's very disruptive to you in the sense that like you're like, where is the negotiation table? Where is the mediation here? Why is everything fire and brimstone when I'm a Libra? Like, we can come to the table. And I think your soul, Libra, is a little weary of all this, and rightfully so. I mean, anyone who is a compassionate and intelligent and creative being does not want war and destruction and violence, right? We want a better world, and that's what we're trying to create. And Libra, this is pressurized for you right now. So do the best you can to shield yourself, right, from that, so that you can really lean into these subtle energies and catch the balance so that you can do what you need to do. Where in your life are you being called to be seen and celebrated? Now, I want you to also pay attention to the transit of the moon is going to go after the full moon in Leo. It's going to go into that trine with Chiron, the wounded healer. This is important for you because you're coming out of the darkness here, Libra. So first of all, you're clearing all that energy of like, you know, the war and the destruction and everything. And you are now embodying the mediation table. Then you are, you know, the story of the Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur, right? This is you. This is your energy. You're being called to be seen in this way. You're going to build the table, Libra. And you're going to put out the clarion call for people to come with this Nine of Wands energy. This is how you demonstrate your passion. And I think you could really come through with some surprising developments that are really going to impress people, which is nice. It's really nice because you come through in the subtle energies here, Libra. You come through in the subtle ways. But all of a sudden, due to your efforts, the table is built. the round table, and people can actually come and sit down and begin talking. Now, this could come through in your personal life as well. So we know we're seeing this on the collective scale, Libra, but this could be like in your workplace, right? If there's been disruption or a lot of tension going on, you're calling it back to the table. All right. And it feels like there's like rules, agreements that we're going to come to. We're going to lay the weapons down here, and we're going to come to the table that Libra has built. And we're going to come into this mediated kind of energy that Libra is leading here, because it's the way you're meant to be seen. This could be you helping hold space while other members of your family are in dispute. I'm even seeing like, if you have kids, it's normal for sibling rivalry and everything, but maybe it's time to have a little talk and bring the kids to the table. Let's cook a nice meal. We're going to have a meal together and have an important conversation. And I'm going to mediate and just make sure that we're seeing the love here, that we're seeing the highest path. Feels very spiritual to me too, Libra, which is really nice. It feels really good. I feel really good about what you're doing. It's meaningful. And it's through your as tough as it's been for you to stomach what you're seeing, right? There's this beautiful table being designed out of it where everyone can come sit and we can start to figure things out. So don't give up on that vision. Vivian says, Libra rising. Yes, my daughter is Libra sun. And here it is. Yes, choosing your path. All is possible. Yes, Libra. Choose to build the table and then put out the call, and those who are meant to come to the table will. Now, if you're a parent, you might have to steward that a little bit more with kids, for example, or your family, right? I do feel like the invitation is birthed out of like, we're not going to tolerate that anymore. We're not going to tolerate the disruptive nature. Oh, good. Yeah, Vivian, this social media, this could represent a social media break for some of you, or a very dedicated way that you ninja in and ninja out, right? To keep your own peace. Because yes, oh my goodness, I talked about that too in, maybe it was last Frequency Friday or something, where I had like gone into one of the social medias. Maybe it was on my Astrology from Tuesday. And it was just like, I wanted to catch up with a few people. I don't go on that social media platform very much. And then all of a sudden, like the feed just, no. I have some outer planets in Libra, and I was like, this is just going places that I'm good on that. I'm good. And, I've leaned into more things like this myself too. I really have enjoyed finding some new creators here on YouTube with more in-depth like presence, meaning, purpose. I always listen to Molly McCord's Astrology. Pam Gregory is an amazing astrologer. There's just, it's the working with the energy, but in this grounded and in it's very inviting way, and people who are very much focused on bringing peace. And like, we're looking at the energy, but we're not going to spiral out in the energy, like, and all that's designed too on those platforms, where it's like, the more dramatic it is, the more it gets like shown. And it's like, we're trying to create a new reality here. We're trying to make improvements, and that just doesn't go along with things. Karen, no, I'm not talking about you. I always read yours. Your posts are always very thorough and thought out. You're not just complaining to complain like a lot of people do. I'm not talking about you. But I know you do have a presence with that, yes. Elf Naz, we are doing collective messages, and I'm getting ready to do Scorpio. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. But good time to remind everybody once again, I do free mini readings on my channel here for subscribers. And the next one is on February 8th from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time, and then there'll be one on the 22nd from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time as well. Try to come closer to the 7 o'clock hour because I do fill up pretty quick, and I only go for an hour unless I have some sort of extra energy, which doesn't always happen. So just beware of that, okay? Beware of that. But I'd be happy to do a free mini reading, a personal question mini reading for you. Peace is my last name. Nice. And I want peace for my life. As Jesus said, I am in their world. Yes. So you hold that Christ consciousness, which is beautiful. The true essence of it, right? Which a lot of people aren't able to see. I don't see as much chaos. Well, yeah, I do see chaos stuff in this platform as well, but more so on some of the other social media platforms. And at least here you can choose what you tune into, subscribe, and you can set it so that it's, you know, I know you could do that to some degree in other platforms, but there's a lot of ads too, you know, the ads. How about those ads, right? All right, why am I shuffling this? I got to get to Scorpio's tarot cards here. Scorpio, what? Here you can block, the other is harder. Yeah, I gotcha. I see what you think. Alifnaz says, my sun sign is Virgo. I did Virgo already. Your ascendant is Scorpio. Yes. So when I read for sun, moon, rising, and north node placements as the predominant intention for the messages for people. So your ascendant is Scorpio. You can go back and listen to Virgo. I'll put the timestamps on, but Virgo was 2 readings ago. And you'll have the timestamps if you want to watch the replay later. Moon sign is in Leo. I already did Leo too, so check that out. Scorpio, what specific creative power is being born in you? Scorpio, you are up-leveling your strategy. You got the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like whatever creative adventures you're taking next, you have planned these well. You have a strategy, and you're beginning to move in that strategy. It feels really good. It feels like steady as she goes. Again, I get a like, don't rush this, kind of like the message I got for Virgo, which was don't be pulled into anything that's off the timeline that you're seeking here. See the clocks on the tree? You are dictating the timeline. I really love this energy for you. You are trusting the divine timing. You are trusting your intuition as it aligns with the timing as to when you make your moves. Like Karen today visited the artist group, right? She knew today was the day for that, but it's been part of her plan. It's been part of what she set her sights on. The Knight of Pentacles is, this is going to be like you're really good at things like chess. You're really good at seeing the playing board. And I'm not surprised. Scorpio, I feel like Scorpio, if they don't see it all, they definitely feel it all. And so you could be strategizing in that manner. Some of you may be feeling or really connected to the vibrational earth energy since you have pentacles here. Grounding blankets and things like that, or grounding exercises seem really important. Like if you've been doing them, they're working really well for you. But your strategy here just seems like on point, like you've got it down and you're taking action with it and you're not being rushed. So you're able to really immerse in the creative powers. This night seems spooky to you. A Scorpio got spooked about something. Make it make sense. Look at all the water back here though, Scorpio. Look, you've come out of the depths with something. I mean, he does kind of have like, maybe like a time traveler kind of quality. Like, where did he come from, you know? And what's his story, you know? Now, the Pentacles, sometimes it gets a bad rap for being a little slow, but to me, this feels needed. It feels strategy. It feels timing. It feels, maybe some of you are working with the temporal a little bit, like time, or considering like the quantum field and like time travel or something like that. Like you're curious about that. I mean, Scorpio goes in, they're very curious, and they see things in deep ways, right? They experience things in deep ways. No one is going to mess with this guy and see tomorrow. Yeah. He's the strategist. And, you know, he's even the one, the Knight of Pentacles, because if you think of the Knights, they're all very active energies. But he's the one that's going to strategize to such a clever degree that he avoids the battle entirely. Okay. He's not going to waste any energy on the battlefield. That's for sure. That's for sure. So what external logic, Scorpio, or group pressure is trying to blow your candle out here? Someone else got this. I can't remember at this point because it was earlier on. The 10 of Swords. Okay, this is the gate dropping. This to me, for you, in your specific reading, Scorpio, and you're kind of known for being like sneaky yourself. Like you can kind of like, you know, get in and out of places without people knowing. But I feel like you would want to watch out. Like if there's, like practically speaking, since you're the Knight of Pentacles right now, if you need to reset a password, like you haven't reset a password for a year, if you need to reactivate your VPN, if you just need to kind of double check your bank account or things like this, to me, this feels like a backstabbing, somebody kind of coming at you from the back, from behind, like in a kind of blindsided kind of way. But like with you and that Knight of Pentacles, it's actually really good because you're seeing the whole board. Like you're the chess player. So I don't think this person's going to be super successful, but it doesn't mean it's not impacting you. And it's not somebody who's going to try to kind of rain on your parade or take you down in some way. So, yeah. And yes, a lot of 10s have been coming up as well. You're right. It is the number 10. It's a completion. And maybe this is, for some of you Scorpios, a completion of the cycle of being fooled. Like maybe you've been fooled before and there will be no more fooling, you know, like you are out strategizing this energy. And you know, when you are a creator being and you are setting up the proper protective energy around yourself, the proper shielding, you know, doing it this energetically in whatever method or modality works for you. They can try, but it's kind of like you already know the timeline on this. So if you already know the past, present, future, how are they going to fool you? You know, how are they going to flank you? And that's kind of what that feels like. And then for the stage where in your life you're being called to be seen is the 9 of Wands, which somebody else got this too. Libra, I think, got this. So there might be a connection there with that Libra energy. Or we're talking about, did Libra get this? Gosh, I can't even remember. It's all starting to run together. Whoever got this. We could be talking about cusp energy. Libra, Scorpio cusp energy as well. But here we have the 9 of Wands. Now, to me, this feels like a celebration of your ancestors for what you've done, for how you've moved your life, how you've moved in life. And I just keep seeing chess, like the game of chess. I don't know why, but I keep like seeing that. And I don't know. I feel like if you enter into a game like chess, or maybe playing like, I don't know, 7-card stud or something, it feels very fortunate. You have some sort of knowing, you know, and I'm not saying to like use your knowing inappropriately to try to win the lottery or something, but this feels very fortunate to you. Like, it's kind of like, you can't out battle me because I already been through the whole war. That's what this energy feels like to me here. And so, yeah, vampire hunter. Yeah, kind of, yes. Has that vibe. More magical. Yeah. And it's kind of like, you know, the 9 of Wands is typically like there's a cautious type of energy, but for you, you've somehow integrated it into strategy already. So I don't think you can be out strategized here, Scorpio, because it's like you've already been in all of that. You were already aware of the entire energy here. But doesn't mean someone's not going to try. I think somebody who just doesn't realize who you are may try. And it could be a little thing like, you know, somebody sends you like a phishing email or something. So that's why I say just, you know, as usual, keep your eyes open. Everybody should keep their eyes open for that kind of stuff, but you especially. So yeah, your magical spiritual source is coming out. With all this, you know, because you have this big awareness, be sure that you still find sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. So really being connected. As you're kind of doing this time travel thing that you're doing, Scorpio, which is really super interesting, make sure you have like your return point, you know, make sure you have the place within you that you come back to that is connected to source energy, that's connected to your inner light, your introspective, the wisdom through introspection. Important here, important here. And again, here it is in this tower coming up out of the mountains and clouds where you can see, like you're seeing the landscape, like that Knight of Pentacles was giving me that vibe, that you could see the whole playing board. So you're going to use that. And maybe there will be times where you're a little more comfortable being up there in that energy. It can be a bit of sanctuary for you. Then you come down and you kind of experience some of the players, and then you go back to your tower and rejuvenate possibly and find that sanctuary. Moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, very patient. Thank you for being... No, you're not known to be very patient, but you've been very patient today and waiting for your sign to come up, as well as Capricorn is up next, and they're our last one. So we've got Sagittarius and then Capricorn. So let's see here. What is the creative power that Sagittarius is being born into? Saggy, it's time to release that arrow. The bow's been drawn, it's been knocked or notched or whatever they call it. Now you're releasing the arrow. You got the Fool card. All right, you got the Fool card. Travel light, because I feel like you're actually going to be traveling pretty fast here on your path, Saggy. It feels good. Feels like a release. Feel a really good release for you. A release of your creative power that's going to have you kind of, you know, in the race car, kind of going like, okay, here I go. Here it is, guys. And I'm off to the races, and there's no looking back. Once this Fool decides to jump off the mountain here, gone. All right. Travel lightly. I know, I feel like you've been waiting for a while. You've been studying like this whole plan, the scene, and where you'll have your kind of launching off point, but it's feeling very good. And with this Leo is connected to Sun. I'm feeling the energy for you coming through the Sun. So as much as we're talking about full moon messages here, the sunlight is also very important for you, Sagittarius. Connecting to your fire in that way. Even though we're talking about Leo energy, you're going to connect in your own way to the sun. Bjorn says Sagittarius is the best. Yes, yes. Sagittarius definitely feels that way. I love the Sagittarius energy. On my north node, I have a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, and the momentum and the travel and the adventure of Sagittarius is something I absolutely adore and love. It's a beautiful quality, beautiful quality. And it looks like here there is some external logic or group pressure trying to blow your candle out. I think you're going to escape it, though. You've got the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords, while the launch here, now I don't know if this is someone trying to kind of block your path, or you end up having like a technology issue or something when you're trying to do something, or you lose your Wi-Fi. Okay, we're in Aquarius season. These things can happen. But the Six of Swords confirms that you are moving through this no matter what. And whatever blocks your way, you're probably going fast enough, and you're probably bigger than it. So you're going to kind of just blast through. I mean, you've already gone through these swords, or you're just going to, another thing you might do is just like, oh, an obstacle, I'm going to phase out. And guess what? I'm going to reappear in front of all these obstacles. All right. So you're just kind of doing this magical thing, but I do think you have some little road bumps that might come in the way with this full moon energy coming in. I see you being able to outsmart those road bumps though, or find the solution, a workaround rather quickly here with that energy. It feels good you being able to get past those swords that might still be in front of you. And I'm thinking about some of the shows like where they create, like in The Witcher, where they create those little portals and they jump through them. That feels like your energy, Sagittarius. Like you could just like, oh, that not looking good up there. Or, oh, roadblock. Like, let me just, and I find the workaround and I jump through and I keep moving anyway. Your energy feels pretty unstoppable right now. And I love, love, love that you are being called to be seen and celebrated during this full moon. You got the Strength card. First of all, we've got a dragon here. So we've got a really like powerful consciousness that you're moving forward with, Sagittarius. The Strength card is connected to the sign of Leo, as well as I feel the Sun card is. So Strength card to me talks about Leo. Normally in the card, traditionally, the character is taming a lion. In this case, it's the dragon. So this tells me that your consciousness and the way you're evolving with your consciousness is very, very powerful right now, and that you are very clear. You are very clear, and you know what direction to fly your dragon. Okay. So that's really exciting. This also feels like very embodied to me. If anything for you, Saggy, I would just, because we are in Aquarius season, the energies you're moving through, since they're so fast moving and electric here, I would maybe just mind your nervous system. Make sure you know how to calm and reset your nervous system. Okay. So you may have a little bit of like buzzy energy that could cause a little interference. That could be represented in one of these like swords blocking your path. Maybe it's just a matter of resetting your nervous system. And then boom, you transcend the problem or the obstacle or whatever it is there. Okay. Looking good for you, Saggy. Looking like a launch point for you. Let's get you an oracle card here. Yeah, you've got support around you. Yeah, you've got support around you. I feel like your obstacles are more technology, kind of based, or like a delayed flight or a flight change or something like that. There's fellow travelers around you that are supporting you. So definitely don't forget about those benevolent, helpful people and energies and souls that are with you on this journey. We've got the beautiful peacock in here too. I love that as a sign of compassion. And it seems like a connection to why you're doing what you're doing that is deeper. It's like a deeper meaning. And I think sometimes, Sagittarius, you're considered impatient, or like you might just kind of blow by people. I don't think that's the case here. I think maybe your inner circle, or you have some friends that really help like balance you out, and it feels really good like to be with their energy as much as like your energy feels good to them. So it feels like a good mix there. So looking good. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn has been patient. They got to go first last time, right? Or maybe the time before. I don't know. I try to cycle through and let every sign get its moment in the sun. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Yay, Capricorn time. Let's do it. Okay, Capricorn. So we went through your season. We're not in your season now, but I will say the creative power being born in you is transformation, transformation, transformation. If you are a Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, or north node, you are transforming your life. And it's showing up here with the death card, which is Scorpio energy. Okay, so you're transforming your life in a very deep way. And look at this. Look at this picture. Oh my goodness, this is such a profound. This could come through for some of you and be an acknowledgement of you're completely transforming your desires and what you will tolerate in relationships and what you will not tolerate. Okay. The idea of something the way it was, even though it was maybe the structure you lived with for a long time, is burning to the ground. And through this fire energy is great transformation. So through this full moon, some of you, I feel like, have been working with this energy for a while, but you haven't been able to, like, it's been conceptualized, but it hasn't been felt. And I think with this Leo full moon, you're actually really going to feel it, and you're really going to be clear about, this is how I'm transforming. All right. Something may fall away from your life, but it needs to fall away. It could be a something or a someone, Capricorn. It could just be your connection to that someone or something. It doesn't mean they're going to die or anything like that. I mean, the death card can mean that in rare circumstances, but it also can mean like the death of certain cycles or certain patterns that you've participated in. And that's kind of what I'm getting. And because you're allowing those, your best message here is to allow those things to transform, because that's where your creative power is going to then be able to burst out of. I think right now you're transforming, and I think we've got a couple more moon cycles, but I'd see spring equinox feels good for you too. It feels good. It feels important. So check that out. Check that out, spring equinox time for sure. Now, looking at the external logic or the group pressure that may be trying to blow your candle out, you got the Six of Pentacles. This feels to me like an energy of someone who's trying to give you something like attention, or it's like a compliment or something. So on the surface, it comes out like it's a good thing, a good exchange, but behind it, there's energy of like what's in it for them. So it's not really like the most authentic. So some of you may have someone approach you with something, and they come off as like, I keep getting the feeling they come off very like convincing and positive, but like your inner compass just is like, wait a minute, this isn't matching up with true north here. Okay, so that's going to be the kind of energy, the extra oh my god. I feel like it's very annoying for you. I feel like when you realize this, whatever this is, or this person comes at you, it's very annoying. Like it's very, ugh. Like I feel annoyed by this deception, like that they would try. I think you're kind of like frustrated that they don't realize you're more intelligent than that. You're more grounded than that. You're more perceptive than that. It almost feels like maybe somebody tries to say something condescending or patronizing to you, and you're kind of like, but they do it in like that sing-songy kind of positive way. It's really weird. It's really like cringy. I would call it cringy, okay, to use that term. It's very cringe. And I think you'll have that reaction. Your compass just goes like, no, I'm good. Like, it's not something you got to let in, because like the wisdom of how you're transforming has, you're burning stuff like that down. You're not going to tolerate that for yourself anymore, and definitely not in your closest relationships. That's for sure. So where in your life are you being called to be seen and celebrated? I think you're the only sign here who gets off the hook a little bit. I don't feel a lot of pressure for you to be seen and celebrated publicly. Okay. I see for you that there's this very private, with the moon card, recognition of your energies. This could be people in your inner circle just making, like letting you know, hey, I'm thinking of you, or you popped into my mind. I think you might be ending up in some people's energy in a positive way. So as those synchronicities happen, definitely pay attention to them. Maybe you're going to have some really powerful, like one-off, one-on-one conversations with people that are going to be like uplifting and profound. So it comes through the moon energy, which is really quite shadowy, which means not everybody has to have access to this or see this. This can be some really profound transformation through your communication or an experience with another that is more private. Even if it is private, though, the ripples of the energy go out. So it's very good, like your energy of like, I always call Capricorn the earth magician. You're really good at working. So is Taurus. Okay, Taurus, I'm not leaving you out, but like you're very good at working with the earth. All right. And you're very good at connecting in with those earth vibrational energies. Some of you might even be interested in things like seismology and like how the solar flares and the tides and the rhythms of the earth. Okay. Like that may be like kind of like a secret hobby of yours that you like. But like this is that all of that is kind of coming through. And so let that come through. It's going to maybe be more private for you, but the potency of the experience that you're having is so deep and so profound that it ripples out and it has that beautiful effect. Okay, so let's get you, Cappy, a bonus oracle message here. All right. And wow, I can't believe we've been going as long as we have. All right, but every sign got represented. I love this, Capricorn. And this right here tells me why, like, the way you're being called to be seen and celebrated is private, one-on-one. It's because the treasure is being uncovered. So the transformation's taken place, and beneath the surface lies great bounty. And there's our dragon again. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. And so it's going to be those closest to you. It's going to be those one-on-one encounters that are really enriching and really deep. We're talking great conversations that you walk away from feeling uplifted because it's helping. Someone else is witnessing your gold, Capricorn. Someone else is witnessing it, and it's, it may have been deep and buried, but we're uncovering it now, and it's going to start in that just progressive, slow, private way, and then we'll see where it goes after that. But I don't feel any pressure on you to make it anything other than what it is. It just feels like you very naturally working in this energy and really enjoying these potent, personal, private conversations, or going out to coffee with someone, just like encounters even. Could be like the little synchronistic encounters, and it could be, you're going to be able to tell the difference too between someone who's being fake and inauthentic and then these authentic, like your compass knows which way is north. Good work, Capricorn. Okay. Oh my goodness. We've come to the end of our session for Frequency Friday. If you want those mini readings, stay tuned for the 8th and the 22nd, 7 to 8 p.m. Central. Check my description because I do have links to my readings, my website, everything in there. Definitely go through that. I am working on improving my website. I just had things open the other day. I'm not the most techie solopreneur in the world, but I am trying to get better and learn and learn and learn. So please have patience with me on that. But if you're looking for a one-on-one reading, that's how you can book one. And I will see that and I will get in touch with you. Make sure you put your, usually when you sign up, you put your email in and I'll get in touch with you. You can also connect with me on those other platforms at Creators on the Crest. And I'm just wishing all of you, from my heart to yours, like the most wonderful and positive and uplifting, bold, beautiful, and passionate Leo full moon. And I will see you all again soon. All right. Take care, everyone. Oh, yeah. And we always say at Creators on the Crest, stay tuned, stay true, and keep creating. All right. See you next time.